Hey, good morning, everybody. It is, what do we say, 11:25. It's a Tuesday morning, and we welcome you to Breakfast with Roger and Friends on WACU FM 90.7. That includes Terry Chamberlain. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning.
And Terry Grawley's here.
Good morning, Captain.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. Hey, we got quite a lineup in this pre-holiday Tuesday morning.
What we do?
We have Dr. Gene Sidler. Bradley had a big win. It was a little struggle in the beginning. I watched a little bit. You said you watched a little of it
Just
too.
a very little
didn't
bit.
you?
I saw.
Yeah, I have a shirt just like that.
This was
yours is
You left it
no,
here. You left
no,
it here.
Yours is high quality. Mine's low quality.
Well, I don't know.
No. What material would you call that, Terry?
It's
It looks like a jersey,
Polyester.
a jersey knit.
Yeah,
kind of,
jersey.
Mine's more like a cheap terry cloth.
well. Are you sure this isn't yours? You left it here.
No, that.
Actually,
that
I got
was
this
very
from
nice.
Sanmar.
Who?
Their name's Sanmar. They're a wholesale distributor of apparel for apparel shops.
Really? So you ordered on the internet?
I did. We used
There are
to
a lot
order
of people.
a lot of
You know,
clothes.
I miss the days when you could go downtown
Yeah.
to Johnson's shoe store, Shradsky's.
Shradsky's.
What
the
was
Village.
the other shoe store?
Florsheim?
Crawford's.
Or Crawford's.
At Jefferson and Fulton Street, and
Well, you know-
Carson Perry Scott, Bergner's, and you can't do it anymore. Amazon just virtually ran every retail store. The Elephant's Trunk
It's
gone.
hard to compete. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
it is. You're right.
Moser shoes. They're still
Moser-
there.
they're still
They're
there.
still there on South Adams.
They
I
got
haven't
guts.
purchased yet.
They got guts because they've been there a long
Yeah,
time.
and
good
they've
for them.
withstood.
Oh, yeah.
Home shoes, are they gone from the Metro Center?
There's not much in the Metro Center. It's almost vacant and dark.
I
mean,
understand
a lot
that
of
when the Colemans, was it the Colemans who owned it?
people- Goodman, Marvin Goodman.
Marv
Yeah.
Goodman, you're right.
was
Susie
Susie's
Coleman was Goodman, yeah. When they sold it, the new owners, one of the first things they did was raise the lease
Yeah, and
on
they,
people, and they lost
And they
people.
keep raising.
it was
Yeah.
already really high. I know the Hyacinth. Can I say this?
Sure, you can say it.
Well,
and,
it's like the
you have a
non-disclosure,
good,
that was a long
you have
time
an attorney on.
It wasn't the Hyacinth, but it was a shop in there, and probably I'm going to guess the place was maybe 1,500 square feet, and the rent on that it was $30,000 a year.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness!
it was pretty expensive.
You sure he wasn't buying it for that?
No, it was leased.
Yeah. Well, as you know, we've had a plethora of strip malls, small ones, develop all over the city, and that put pressure not only on the Metro Center, but Northwoods as well, and the shops at Grand Prairie. They've got these many. That's what happened over in Morton with the fire. By the way, I was the only
fire?
one of the news media covering that fire. I actually went downtown to see how quickly the Morton Fire Department, with help, I believe, from East Peoria and Washington, respond to it at the Harvest Bread Company.
Oh,
$100,000 in damage, as a matter of fact. And I don't know about you, I've eaten in there a number of times. They have great soups and great sandwiches.
I've never been there,
half and half.
but been to one in Peoria.
Yeah, the one out by Allen.
Across from
Road.
Menards in that area.
Well, I like to say next door to Budweiser.
Budweiser, all right, well,
That's
yeah.
better.
Those are more memorable landmarks, aren't they, than Home Shoes or the popcorn shop or whatever the case may be. Tell us about, we're not only going to have Dr. Gene Sidler give his analysis of Bradley, big win last night, but also you have a mentalist coming in for therapy for us, or
Yeah, I think, yes.
what?
I
Phil
felt we needed it
Rosso,
right
is that
before
his
the
name?
holiday. Phil Rosso, yeah.
Yeah.
Phil, we
The
needed it right before
phenomenal
the
Phil,
holiday. In fact, Phenomenal Phil's wife is a
therapist.
therapist, yeah. Maybe she'll
For
listen.
him,
Well, for, yeah, I don't,
or
probably.
anyone who comes along?
Frandy.
No, that's the wife's name?
Yep.
Yeah.
She's
Now, how do you know Phil?
Phil
Have
and
you
I
been
have
on
done,
the entertainment venue together?
we've done some shows together. Yeah, we've done some shows together, and I joined the Magic Club. There's a Magic Club in town. He can probably tell you a lot more about it.
There
than
is
I
a
can.
match, so it's a group of magicians who get together
Yeah.
and club.
Yep, at least once a month.
Really, how many people?
Well, that's the sad part. It's just
Some disappear, don't they?
Yeah, there's
You almost stepped on my punchline there.
I almost did. I didn't know you were going there.
I didn't know I was going there either.
Cheap one bit.
You really said that he was to follow a magician at some venue entertainment where he was, and he was like the Chinese artist on too long, and somebody yelled at the magician, "Make yourself disappear." I don't know whether Royce made that up or not, but it might have been true.
There's a local guy here in town, CJ. He's a bus driver, but he's a part-time magician, whatever. Does it for hobby or whatever. And he rented a little place. Do you know the old Wallfeld building downtown?
I've heard about it. Tell me where it's located.
It's on Washington.
South Washington,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, it's down near maybe Oak Street.
A little bit. I think it's further south than Oak. It's down
Okay.
by
Is
Dooley
it
Brothers, the dynamite company.
The dynamite.
Yeah, Dooley Brothers.
Where they have a blast?
Well, they used to sell dynamite there.
I did not know that.
Dooley Brothers, yeah.
The Dooley or Doobie?
No, it was
So
Dooley
sold
Brothers.
dynamite?
Yeah. That's what they did that for years.
So anyway, Wallfeld, so yeah.
Wallfelds, they were a woodworking place.
Yes, I do remember.
Their warehouse has been converted to
Apartments.
Not residential though. There's in the building. There's
Several shops,
yeah,
retail outlets.
there's a spinner, ceramic.
Pottery?
There's a pottery place in there.
That was good. Sounds like we're playing
charade.
Charade.
charade. Yeah. Sounds like
You could do that. Have you ever done that? You could do that. You
what?
could go down there, and they give you a hunk of clay, and you throw it on a little spinning, like a turntable. You're used to that, and then you make a ashtray or something. I don't know.
hey, I couldn't even make one when I was in Boy Scouts, so I'm not about to do that.
but,
Yeah, Wallfields, I remember. But they went out of business, did they
Yep,
not?
yep. They're still around town, and they rent out the spaces. And CJ rented a space. Avalon Magic Company. And you can go down there. He's got all kinds of little magic tricks from a little kid to an adult. No,
You're kidding.
it's pretty cool.
I sent away as a kid a magic kit.
Oh,
And
the X-ray glasses is probably what you
well,
got.
I don't know what I got, but it was a mixed bag of nothing. But I could do two tricks,
Yeah.
and something about changing water, or I don't know what it was, but it was
Water
a
into
cheap-
wine? No, that's a real tough one.
Yeah,
So somebody has a market on that.
I know one guy that can do that.
yeah, he's got the corner on that.
Yeah.
He was,
Yeah. Well, didn't you grow up when? Did you ever grow up?
No.
My wife used to say, "Are you ever going to grow up?" And I said, "I hope not."
I hope not.
Did you ever order a magic kit?
I did order the X-ray glasses because I thought those were cool. I didn't do it for nefarious reasons.
Well, I did it. I ordered one when I was 40. In the hopes they worked. They didn't. And I don't know how many times they got slapped.
just for staring.
Yeah, that's right. What are you looking at? And I said to her, you'd be surprised.
I was never interested in magic. I
Well,
take
part of
that
what,
back.
part
I
of
like
what
magic.
you do is magic, isn't
No,
it?
what we do is real. Believe it or not, it
Oh,
really
okay,
is real.
all right.
People, we really do put people to sleep. But I'm very interested in magic. I'd love to watch it and try and figure out how they
Yes,
do
how
it.
they do it,
And I think that's fascinating. But I have no desire to do it myself, do the manipulation. But I like to learn and know what they're doing.
Did you ever meet a guy who's an architect? Ron Harris is his name. Ron and Chuck Bly were architects with
Local guy?
PSA, yeah. And as a hobby, he did magic. And we were members of the American Business Club, commonly referred to as AMBUCS, and they had a regional meeting at the Pair Marquette Hotel. And they asked him if he would entertain the kids, that some of the people would bring their kids to, it was during the summer and so forth. He says, yeah, I'll do it. And he had a little riser set up, and he started doing magic tricks for the kids, and he bombed. All the kids kept yelling, I know how you did it, and
we
so
saw
forth. And he
this.
said he was really sweating bullets, and did not have control of the kids. The kids were, yelling at him and so forth. Well, he lost his balance and fell, and the kids all cheered. It was a highlight. It was a highlight of his performance, he said.
Rough crowd.
Rough crowd, Rodney Danger would say. And he literally said, the old saying, break a leg.
Yeah.
Well, he almost did, for that matter. All right, let's get into the news. We have an exciting program this morning, wonderful guests, and a touch of the season. But first, let's find out what's happening in the news world. And we'll start with the weather, brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory. The folks at Peoria Pet, experienced professionals offering several dignified options when you lose your pet. You can reach them at any hour of the day or night, 7 days a week. They're available at 309-713-1898. Peoria Pet Crematory, people who care.
Well, it's a dense fog advisory, Roger, until 10 this morning. It's kind of a mixed bag of weather with some fog and drizzle and then afternoon rain. Otherwise, kind of cloudy all day, too, high around 55. So the temperature's not bad, but it's going to be kind of damp and soupy, I guess. Look for showers tonight with winds gusting to 39 miles per hour. That's kind of fast. And low about 32. I don't know what that makes the wind chill, but I know it's a lot colder than 32.
That makes it cold.
Yeah. Tomorrow, partly sunny, gradual clearing with sunshine. The strong winds hang around with gusts to almost 46 miles an hour. The high will only be 40 tomorrow. Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, sunny and colder, reaching a high of just 36. Santa comes to town in Peoria on Friday. It'll be sunny but cold for the parade. High 34. Chance for snow Friday night after midnight. Overnight low of 26. Good chance for snow Saturday and Saturday night. High during the day 36. Low Saturday 29. Right now it's kind of it's a wet, damp, cold.
Foggy.
And if you have a cold,
foggy day in
everybody's got a
London town.
cold. Everybody I know has some kind of a.
I don't have a cold, I just have a runny nose.
Well, that's how it starts.
Is it? I
Yeah,
know.
and then you get a little tickle in your throat, and then you can't sleep.
Well,
and,
thanks for the
and then
encouragement.
you're mad, you're upset, and you just don't care. Oh, I'm sorry. Right now it's 48.
You never know when you or someone you love will need help recovering from a health problem. Spoon River Home Health, those folks have been serving families with nurses, therapists, and home care assistants now for over 30 years. They're compassionate, professional, and skilled at what they do. You can learn more from Spoon River at 309-245-0723. Now with the news, here's Terry and Terry.
All right, then a judicial win for Democrats as U.S. Federal Judge Cameron Curry has dismissed cases against fellow Democrats James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Appointed by former President Bill Clinton, the judge claimed the federal attorney who brought the cases had not been legally appointed. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said she would immediately appeal the Democrats' decision, saying she intends to hold Comey and James accountable for their unlawful conduct.
The judge's dismissal order was based on the argument that Prosecutor Lindsay Halligan's appointment by the Justice Department was illegal. Bondi said the court's ruling had nothing to do with the merits of the indictments against Comey, former head of the FBI, and Letitia James, charged with making false statements on a loan application. Comey maintains he did nothing wrong, though he was legally indicted.
Get ready for another increase in your homeowner's insurance next year. At a recent real estate insurance conference, officials predicted at least an 8% premium increase due to an uptick in natural disasters and the cost of rebuilding. Some real estate agents believe the premium increase will discourage potential home buyers.
In local news, Peoria County Coroner Jamie Harwood has identified the 17-year-old shot and killed at the Lexington Hills Apartments complex as Matthew Day. Harwood said the teen probably died instantly after he was shot twice last Saturday night. Investigating officers found a second shooting victim inside another nearby apartment. 21-year-old man had been shot in the legs. He's expected to recover.
School officials in Tremont report finding an unloaded gun in a student's locker in the district's middle school. The student was taken into custody. No word on his identity or age.
The man who was shot and killed last Friday at the St. Louis Lambert Airport turned out to be 31-year-old Darius Kennedy of Peoria. St. Louis County Police say Kennedy threatened airport security officers with a knife. He refused orders to drop the knife and was tased, said police. Apparently unfazed by the tase, he started moving toward officers and was fatally shot.
Good news for Peoria's Friendship House. State Representative Johan Gordon Booth has announced the agency will receive a $300,000 grant to support its after-school activities and a Pathway to the Future program that connects high school students to workforce opportunities. The local agency, located in the 800 block of North Madison, serves up to 135 students a day with a variety of programs.
This is Thanksgiving week, Feast Week, with the national holiday this Thursday. We'll learn about that first Thanksgiving later this morning when we talk with Professor Dan Monroe of Millikan University after the 8 o'clock news. How'd you get that guy?
I don't know. Had to, a little money under the table, a little over the table to talk my son into it.
We'll also hear details about Christmas in the Village and the lighting of that 75-foot Christmas tree at the Riverfront Museum from Allison Hunkovich, 7:30 this morning.
And that's some of the stories we're following this morning. And thank you both.
You're very
welcome. And now let's hear what WCBU has to report as well this morning.
From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm Ben Howell. A state appeals court has reversed the Logan County Circuit Court in a dispute whether the former Lincoln College campus should remain exempt from property taxes. Charlie Schlenker reports.
The Logan County assessor says Lincoln College shut down a couple years ago, so its not-for-profit tax exemption should expire. The college says its original 1865 charter, approved by lawmakers, says the corporate body shall be and forever remain free and exempt from taxation for any and all purposes whatever. The college also argues the Illinois Department of Revenue hadn't actually revoked the tax-exempt status. The appeals court agreed the county assessor acted prematurely and has sent the case back to the circuit court. I'm Charlie Schlenker.
A $300,000 state grant will help Peoria's Friendship House operate its after-school programs and a training initiative for high school students. The after-school programming offers activities and personalized assistance to boost learning opportunities, while the Pathway to Your Future initiative specifically helps high schoolers transition into adulthood with life skills and employment training. State Representative Johan Gordon Booth says the grant award reflects Friendship House's commitment to prioritizing the community's youth. Peoria is establishing a permit process for film productions in public areas. The City Council last week approved amendments to City Code pertaining to parks and public grounds. Assistant City Attorney Masson Perkins says the changes make some changes for the application process and insurance requirements.
It's piggybacking on the process we currently have in place for public events, but filming is its own beast.
Perkins says the city has seen an increase in requests from producers looking to film in Peoria. And the price of gas in the Peoria area has held steady ahead of the Thanksgiving travel rush, with the per-gallon average about 4 cents higher than a year ago. The fuel cost-tracking website GasBuddy reports an average price of just less than $3.17. That's down about half a cent from a week ago, but 6.5 cents above last month's figure. The national average is unchanged from last week at $3.03, while the statewide average in Illinois ticked upward over the past week to about $3.24. I'm Ben Howell.
And a pleasant good morning, everybody. Time for sports. Sitting in for Mike Olson. and anybody else who does sports for that matter on a Tuesday morning. Good morning, sports fans. Let's start with the Bradley basketball game last night in Kissimmee. Is that how you pronounce it? Florida. The Braves opened Kissimmee.
Kissimmee.
Kissimmee. The guy ran into the store and said, where are we? And say it very slowly, Burger King. Anyway, the Braves open play against Princeton of the Ivy League as part of the Terry's Chocolate Events Invitational at State Farm Fieldhouse. After a sluggish first half, Bradley led 40-34, but outscored the Tigers in the second half by 18 points, winning 88-64. Hey, good for the Braves. They play 2 p.m. this afternoon against the University of California at San Diego, who easily defeated Temple 91-76. San Diego, by the way, is undefeated at 5-0. We'll get more details about the game last night, 7:15 this morning from Dr. Gene Sidler, live from Florida. Another exclusive on our program, Breakfast with Roger and Friends, from one Bradley grad to another. Another college basketball action. Big game between number 8 Alabama and always powerhouse Gonzaga. I don't have the final score in that. Will someone look it up?
Yeah.
I went to bed, and they were in the first half. Undefeated Tennessee beat Rutgers of the Big Ten 85-60. Southern Illinois lost to UAB 81-73. We have some other scores. Kansas thumped Notre Dame 71-61. Evansville, the Valley, lost to Charleston 78-59. Another Valley team, Murray State, was beat by McNeese 73-60. Football, still hanging around. Do you have a score?
Yes, Gonzaga 95, Alabama 85.
Wow, that is an upset, but a
beat
big game.
Bama.
That would have been a
Bama.
good game to watch until about 2 in the morning. Football still hanging around. The Monday night NFL game pitted the 6-5 Carolina Panthers against the 7-4 San Francisco 49ers. It was boring in the first half with the score 10-3 for San Fran. At halftime, the game marked the return of quarterback for the 49ers, Brock Purdy, and he wasn't Purdy. He was intercepted 3 times while completing 14 out of 23 passes for 114 yards and a touchdown. The final, San Francisco 20, Carolina 9. And that's what we have for sports this morning, and that's sports, ladies and gentlemen. I think yesterday when we talked to Dr. Gene, should we start calling him, they say Dr. Phil, why not call Dr. Sidler Dr. Gene? That kind of has somewhat of a,
kind of ring to it.
yeah.
Dr. Gino.
Yeah. Now, I have a little, Terry's Chocolate has that
The orange.
orange food.
Yeah, that orange.
I
liquid.
thought I would bring in my version of it
What's a real orange?
and watch this.
No, they
Well, no, what? Geez, careful now.
It'd be like Gallagher's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look what I did.
Wow. That was, now that's not an orange. That's
That's a clementine.
It's a clementine.
Well,
Well, it's different.
when you go to an orange grower, do you say, do you grow oranges or do you grow clementine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe both?
Yeah. So the difference, apple and banana.
See, I don't have to. I sent away years ago for Balance of Nature,
What?
and the capsule
that?
Balance of Nature.
What is
I mean,
that?
you watch.
you
You don't watch a lot of television,
don't.
Joe. It is 3 capsules of vegetables and 3 capsules of fruit.
Fruit. Yeah, so you're taking
Just
6
think,
capsules.
in addition to any other pills, you got to take 6 pills
You're
to be
full before
balanced
you
in
even
nature.
start
Instead
your
of just
day.
eating something.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I want to say. Here's my fruit.
Yeah.
The
Vitamin C.
vitamin C, right? And then I have a carrot muffin, and that's my vegetable.
Well, that might be stretching it a little.
So's taking 6 capsules.
That's
So you going to eat a carrot muffin, or you going to swallow 3 capsules?
well. It'd be better to have like last night when I was watching a show. I was watching I don't know,
some
can't remember what it
culinary
was.
show, I'm sure.
I think it was. I had carrots and hummus.
What is hummus? Mm-hmm.
Depends on. It's
Is that
ground
hummus?
up chickpeas.
Chickpeas, yeah. And
Yeah,
the oil in it.
that
Mash the hell out
that
of
has
it.
to be healthy.
It's
Oh
very
yeah,
healthy.
yeah.
Why else would you eat that crap?
No, it tastes good.
Does it really?
Yeah.
What makes it taste good? Because it sounds terrible.
Well, they put there's
Sometimes
a
a little
little
bit of oil and some garlic usually and some
garlic, and this had some red
roasted red peppers.
roasted red peppers. Yeah.
You are a little bit of a health nut, are you not?
Well, no, not.
I am. I'm
little
on the
bit. I mean, I
back.
try to eat. I try to eat right. It's difficult. It's
Yes, it is.
It's so
Yeah.
easy to eat junk food,
Like
And
what you're eating right now.
and it tastes so
So
good.
good. That's right. I'm a lot of people get addicted, and maybe abducted too, to weed. I'm addicted to carbs.
Oh, really?
I can't even go to bed at night without eating something.
Oh, see, I can't eat right before I go to bed.
And that's why I have some of the most horrendous nightmares.
So your HDL must be pretty high then.
I don't know.
Okay.
The
Or maybe there's
cholesterol
an
you're talking
LDL.
about.
What's the good one? The LDL.
I always get confused.
Yeah.
I think LDL is the good
I think
one.
the LDL.
Yeah, I think the
yeah.
HDL is the one from
No,
eating
my
starch
my
and stuff
my
like that.
cholesterol is too high.
My
but
cholesterol's
I
all
haven't-
right, but the one's a little high. The HDL was a little high.
Yeah.
I just had a blood test, so
Blood work. You once a year or every 6 months?
I think he has me come every 6 months. You know, as you get older, you got to go more
Yeah,
often.
yeah. I remember saying to my doctor, wonderful doctor, Dr. Setters, over in Morton, and I asked, I think we haven't done a such and such test, so I won't say what it is. He said, at your age, we don't do it, Roger.
Yeah, we don't
But
do
he
it.
said, very common, if you want us to, we will.
Yeah, no, we don't want
I
that.
said,
No,
well,
I know what you're talking
if-
about without
if-
saying.
Yeah, okay.
no.
And I said, if you don't need to stick me, I'm not
nope.
volunteering
Not
to
gonna
get
happen.
stuck.
I think when you get older, they have you come every 6 months. They just want to know if
yeah.
you're still alive. They
Yeah.
still make
Yeah.
appointments for
Yeah.
you. They really don't need to see you that
You
often.
know, when I go see my cardiologist every 3 months,
Oh, every 3 months.
every
Okay.
3 months,
All
yeah.
right.
And you should see the file he carries. He used
On
to,
you?
Yes, yes.
got one of those
He
little
used,
cartoons.
he used to lift weights. Now he lifts my file. Notice I need to work out. Bring Roger Monroe's file. That is so thick that makes Britannica encyclopedias look like children's books, for that matter. But I'm glad.
Yeah,
because
sure, absolutely.
I still have a file that hasn't been put in the vault for.
The alternative
safe-
is not as fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's all part of the aging process. Want to remind everybody, and I'll let you do it, Terry, about the Carpenters concert coming up at Illinois Central College. I think we're the only ones that's promoting it. I got this piece from one of our regular listeners because apparently
Who
he
is it? 'Cause
gives
she's not alive, so does she look like her?
I haven't.
No, I think that's a picture of her.
No,
on
she
the
doesn't
flyer.
look like her. But her name is Elisa Rock. She has a 6-piece backing band, and they're keeping the Carpenters holiday tradition alive.
Yeah.
So it's called a Carpenters Christmas. It'll be Tuesday, December 9th, 7:30 p.m. at the ICC Performing Arts Center in East Peoria. You
Yeah.
can buy tickets online or at the box office, icc.edu/arts.
Yeah, the question has come up multiple times and multiple answers, and I don't know what the exact number is as to how many people can be seated at the Performing Arts Center at ICC.
I think it's like 650.
Well, I think it's higher than that.
Is it
You think
1100?
so?
No.
Well, again, I forget.
I
But
know somebody I
think
can
it's-
call. I know the guy who
think
runs the place.
Okay.
Really?
Travis Olson. But go ahead.
Anyway, I think it's around 1,100.
Have you been there?
Yes. Matter of fact, we did a show in tribute to Royce one year, the local chapter of Barbershoppers, and they asked me to MC it, and we just had a wonderful time, and the Royce Elliott family was there, And by the way, I met a guy yesterday. We had some flooring. Here's a challenge for you. We had some flooring replaced in the bathroom, and I won't say the name of the company, the store.
was yesterday, right?
Yesterday, yeah. And they laid the wrong flooring.
You're kidding? How? I mean, how did they?
Well, what happened
did you
was
buy
I
it?
asked for bids
Okay.
on the big bathroom and the small bathroom, and the guy who did a great job.
What is it? Is it? Well, let's start. What is it? What are you putting down? Is it tile or wood or what?
Vinyl flooring.
It's a vinyl.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
And what they put down, beautiful. But that isn't what I ordered. That was supposed to go in the little bathroom.
Oh, they switched rooms on you.
Yes. No, they switched flooring on me.
Well,
My room's still there.
the room's still there. Okay.
Did you
Are you
get
sure they didn't move the
technical?
room? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And, well, apparently to the flooring people, yes, we did switch rooms on them. And what do you do in a case like that?
What, you weren't there when it happened?
Well, I was there, but I
not
was
paying
doing
attention,
other
yeah.
things.
Yeah, you
and
don't have to watch
When they brought in the flooring, I saw the backside, so I didn't see the side that they.
Well, what did he say? It's going to be a big determination. What did he say when you said, "Excuse me"?
Yeah, they were about 80% finished when I decided to check on how it looked. I said,
No.
and right away, I didn't say anything right away. I thought, oh my Lord, what's happened? And frankly, I didn't know what to do. And the guy who laid it, wonderful guy, neat guy. He knew Royce, and we shared stories and so forth. And when it got all done, I said, nice job, but one big problem. He said, what's that? And I said, it's the wrong flooring. He said, you're joking, aren't you? And I said, no.
Oh no. I mean,
What do you do?
Well, first of all, do you like it?
yeah. I mean, does it matter to you that much?
Yes.
Oh, it does.
Well, if it mattered to me, I would have had it, selected it.
I know, and that's then. But right now, if you got to look at it and you got to go, no, I
Well,
just really dislike that, or
No, I wouldn't do that, even if I did dislike it. It's very nice, but it isn't what I ordered. And would I say, you've got to replace it? I'd never do that. I mean, even though it isn't what I ordered, I still would not. I mean, the guy who laid it was phenomenal, absolutely. You can't always say that
right.
with an installer.
Are they going to charge you the difference in price?
We'll
or are they gonna
find
give it to-
out today. Yes.
Yeah. What was there difference between what you picked and what they put in?
Yes, one was supposed to be white, and the other one was
No. Price. No price.
No, it's virtually the same.
I'd
That's
just
a
say
tough deal.
It is a tough deal.
Yeah. This
If
is.
it looks good and it's not your not your
Well,
first
remind
choice,
me
but
not to take you along with me when I go negotiate.
See, I'm kind of I don't have a favorite color. I don't like one color over another. I think that's
You
crazy.
don't?
No, why? I mean, they're all great colors.
They're all colors, yeah.
They're all great. And now you can put colors together like in a house that look stupid together. But if you were going to have it in the other bathroom,
Yes. Mhm.
I imagine
But
the
the fir-
fixtures are the same. Are
No,
the fixtures the same in the bathrooms?
No, the
Oh.
cabinetry is different color. The walls are a different color.
Does it match?
Well,
Is it
that's
white?
like asking, does her blouse match with my sweater?
Well, yeah, it's black, and yeah. Well, I
Well,
don't know.
as you can tell, I have mixed emotions.
This is a tough
You know,
deal.
I don't know.
This is a real tough deal.
I will very simply say, maybe a reduction in the price will help.
I would say a
soothe my
couple of
feelings
bucks.
I
for
would
it.
yes.
If they
a
give
little
you
bit.
enough money back, you could take your friend out to dinner at a nice place. I would say that's.
No, the hell with the dinner. I went to Keg. Anyway,
Show me the money.
I don't think we settled anything. And he probably won't let me today either. Advanced Medical Transport, Central Illinois, bringing you the news this morning. In a time of sudden need, AMT will be there in a matter of minutes with the most skilled and advanced pre-hospital care possible. AMT, dedicated to providing a better life through better health. Now with the news, here's Terry Chamberlain.
Democrat U.S. federal judge Cameron Curry has dismissed cases against fellow Democrats James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Appointed by former President Bill Clinton, the judge claimed the federal prosecutor who brought the cases had not been legally appointed. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said she would immediately appeal the Democrats' decision, saying she intends to hold Comey and James accountable for their unlawful conduct. The judge's dismissal order was based on the argument that Prosecutor Lindsay Halligan's appointment by the Justice Department was illegal. Bondi said the court's ruling had nothing to do with the merits of the indictments against Comey, former head of the FBI, and Letitia James, charged with making false statements in a loan application. Comey maintained he did nothing wrong, though he was legally indicted. Looks like another increase in your homeowner's insurance next year. At a recent real estate insurance conference, officials predicted at least an 8% premium increase due to an uptick in natural disasters and the cost of rebuilding. Some real estate agents believe the premium increase will discourage potential home buyers. In local news, Prairie County Coroner Jimmy Harwood has identified the 17-year-old shot and killed at the Lexington Hills apartment complex as Matthew Day. Harwood said the teen probably died instantly after he was shot twice last Saturday night. Investigating officers found a second shooting victim inside another nearby apartment. The 21-year-old had been shot in the legs. School officials in Tremont report finding an unloaded gun in a student's locker in the district's middle school. The student was taken into custody. No word on his identity or age.
You know, that story really bothers me. Why? This is middle school now. This is not high school. Why does the kid have an unloaded gun in his locker? That just doesn't make sense. And
Because that's what he sees his peers doing.
here's another case where the parents have to be held accountable.
Yes.
They know
Yes.
where their guns are.
Where they're supposed
and they
to.
know how many guns they have. And the father and mother should know, and maybe periodically, if not daily, check to make sure that all the guns are where they belong. And why aren't they under lock and key? If they are under lock and key, how did this youngster get a key to
Well, by
take
law,
the gun?
they can't be accessible to a 14 or younger person.
Is that the law?
That's the law. It has to be under lock and key or put it just says inaccessible to a 14 or younger. So, I don't know.
And what's going on in the youngster's life that he feels that he has to have
Well, that's
a gun?
another big question, yes.
Jeez.
The man who was shot and killed last Friday at the St. Louis Lambert Airport turned out to be 31-year-old Jarius Kennedy of Peoria. St. Louis County Police say Kennedy threatened airport security officers with a knife. He refused orders to drop the knife and was tased, said police. Apparently unfazed, he started moving toward officers and was fatally shot. Good news for Prairia's Friendship House. State Representative Johan Gordon Booth has announced the agency will receive a $300,000 grant to support its after-school activities and a Pathway to the Future program that connects high school students to workforce opportunities. The local agency, located in the 800 block of North Madison, serves up to 135 students a day with a variety of programs. This is Thanksgiving week with the national holiday this Thursday. We'll learn about that first Thanksgiving later this morning when we talk with Professor Dan Monroe of Millikan University after the 8 o'clock news. We're also going to hear details about Christmas in the Village and the lighting of that 70-foot Christmas tree at the Riverfront Museum from Allison Unklevich at 7:30 this morning. And those are the headlines, Roger.
It's the holiday season, and Steve Sank, managing partner at PHX affiliate, again offering a free business valuation. And to get it, all you have to do is make a contribution to your favorite charity.
You know, Roger, Steve's a certified business intermediary, a member of the International Business Brokers Association, and on the board of the State Planning Council of Central Illinois. He's also a member the National Association of Certified Evaluators and Analysts. This guy's
You know
got a
Steve,
background.
don't you? Yeah.
He's
He
been
knows
representing
business.
clients for over 25 years. How do you get a hold of him, Roger?
Well, you call 309-696-8508. That number again, area 309-696-8508.
Dense fog advisory until about 10 o'clock this morning. It's going to be kind of a goofy kind of morning. Some fog, some drizzle, rain this afternoon, cloudy, high around 55. Look for showers tonight with winds gusting to 39 miles an hour, low 32. Right now, it's kind of a dank.
It's icky. It's icky.
You want to go with icky? We'll go with icky.
Okay.
48
Yeah.
degrees, icky.
Well, as you know, I don't like to argue politics.
Since when?
Yeah,
Well, just this morning.
You woke
Since
up this morning different?
But I, there's no question that a certain party is engaging in lawfare. And here's a judge who said, now I'm going to throw these cases because the prosecutor was not legally appointed. Boys and girls, they have not had a hearing to determine whether the appointment was legal or illegal. She just arbitrarily said, without a hearing, without any evidence, without a hearing, boys and girls, you can't do that. But in today's judicial crap that's going on in the court system,
in the news
a
cycle,
judge
you can say
can
anything.
make any kind of a ruling, and that's it. I actually think that there needs to be developed by Congress, whether it's Republican or Democrat, and you hope that it will be a nonpartisan or a bipartisan development, that when a judge has been determined through hearings to be incompetent or biased or prejudicial, they can be removed. Something needs to be done to stop this judicial warfare that's going on.
Yeah, I don't think we
I
need.
feel better after having said that.
Well, that's good. I don't think we need judges involved with politics. We got enough politics with politicians.
Yes.
Let's just let the judges interpret the laws. And I know somebody's going to say, well, that's what they're doing, but I think it's
Too
more
much
political.
bias. Way too much
A
bias.
lot of politics involved.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I got an idea.
All right.
Were you
That's
done with?
good, 'cause
Were you done
we
with that?
normally do.
Were you done with that topic? Mm-hmm. Okay. On your flooring, I was thinking about that.
Okay.
If you told them, look, you've got to put in what I wanted. All right, it's going to cost them. They probably can't use that other piece for your other bathroom, right?
Well, right now, no.
No. So that's going to cost them in material. It's going to cost them labor.
Correct.
I would figure out what that is, and you'll be able to figure that out, and take half of it. Say, I'll take half back.
You know what? Funny you should say
that's
that.
good for them. They still make
you're right.
they still make money,
Right.
and they don't have to do any more. And I think that's fair for everybody.
I think having once been in the insurance business, you could use the argument of contributory negligence. I told the story about my wife came home from Sheridan Village one night and said, well, I had an accident tonight. I said, what happened? I was backing up, and another woman was backing up behind her, and they crashed, and the other woman blamed my wife, and my wife blamed her. So I called my agent right away, and he said, that's called contributory negligence. Tell her to go report it to her insurance agent, and he said, was there any damage to your car? I said, no. He said, well, forget it. Don't answer her calls when she... and sure enough, she called, and I told the woman, and she wanted to argue, and I said, you know, you do what you have to do, and have a nice night.
Yeah.
And so in this case, maybe I am a little bit at fault for not going in and saying, let's see what
Well,
you
I
have.
don't know, fault. Maybe, I don't know if I could say you're at fault, but you could have, I guess. I guess you had the opportunity and you didn't
Yes,
take
right.
the opportunity. So.
Correct.
Okay.
So I think what you're saying would be a fair settlement.
To me, that sounds
split
fair.
the- okay.
Yeah.
So What are you doing after the show?
I don't do that anymore. I'm not gonna. Well, you want me to
No,
negotiate this with you?
yeah,
Oh, sure, no problem. I'll bring a ball bat. It'll be
okay.
easy.
And I'll get a hold of Kevin, see if he's available.
Is he a
as
big
well.
old boy? I hope he's not a big old boy, is he?
No, they're nice people.
Okay, good.
Everybody's very nice. If I win, wonderful. If I lose, damn it. On new and brighter things,
Yes.
we have a lot of things going on. You know, in East Peoria, they had the Festival of Lights Parade, and I always have a hard time pronouncing Philippi.
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 Philip. No, see, you guys can't even agree.
Philippi.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
There for a while, we were Flippy.
And it stands for
Festival of Lights, East Peoria, Illinois.
Yeah. Felipe.
Philippi.
Just call him Phil. Just Phil.
Yeah, East Peoria's Phil. But Peoria's got some things. Yeah, we're going to be talking. You mentioned Allison
Unkovich.
Unkovich.
Unkovich. Unkovich, yeah. Used to be Allison Cullinan will join us by phone talking about Christmas in the Village. So a lot of things
Nice.
going on down at the Riverfront Museum. And we have the parade this Friday. It's going to be a cold one, Mr. Grinch. I mean cold as in C-O-L-D, for that matter. So we hope a lot of people get out and enjoy the parade. You know what I miss about the parade is the commentary and the play-by-play from Bob Larson.
Bob Larson and Diane
Barber.
Barber. Yeah, that's right.
And then later on, it
Diane
was...
Muir was her real name.
Oh, really?
And she was married to Muir, who had Muir
Was
on the
that,
graphics.
was
on,
that Don?
yes.
Don Muir? Yeah.
That's
It
who
was
she was
on
married
Main
to.
Street, wasn't
Still
it?
is.
Is
Yeah.
it still there?
Yeah.
But later on, who was the female after Diane Barber left town?
Oh,
Was it Shelley
'Cause,
Danko?
maybe Shelley did it.
no, she's on 25. Shelley Dankoff was.
Well, I don't know,
WET.
Raj. I don't remember.
Well, whoever's the female, you know, the anchors in this town change more often
So
than
fast,
Royce's
I know.
underwear.
They do.
I mean, it was.
I can't name one of them.
I can't either. Here today and gone tomorrow.
I used to know all of them.
Somebody at 31, I vaguely remember the name, which I can't pronounce. She was only here for 4 years. 4 years is a short period of time. When you look at weather people, how long was Bill Houlihan? How long did he do weather? And then
Oh,
Chuck
yeah.
Collins came along.
Chuck was there
and
25
he was
years.
there for kind of the dean of weather forecasters. But and in the beginning, I think Bob Larson was.
Bob was there forever.
Yeah.
I worked with Bob on the radio over there. He was on Radio News.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, you're exactly right. They seem to come and go, but weather people hang around. Initially, Bob did weather on 31, and then he became a news anchor and very good at that as well. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey guys, it's Jessamine Hill, your trivia expert and
Hey, how you doing?
and broadcasting enthusiast.
Okay.
How are you
It's a
this
big
morning?
title.
I'm getting ready for work.
And that's it. You're just getting ready to work. I thought maybe you had earth-shaking breaking news.
There's no such thing as breaking news anymore.
Yeah, I know. What are you going to do for Thanksgiving, Jessamine?
Hey, I gotta work.
Oh,
Are you going to work on Thanksgiving?
Everybody's got to work on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
There's
well,
no such thing as a Monday through Friday 8 to 5 with weekends off anymore.
yeah. Well,
Artificial intelligence might take over that.
no, I don't think so. I don't think they'll never do it. Of course, you're in the healthcare industry, and that's 24/7. You're exactly right. God bless you for what you do.
Well, I called because you guys were discussing the Santa Claus parade and WMVD TV personalities.
Yes.
Yes, Diane Barber was the co-host with Bob Larson, and when she retired, Shelley Dankoff McClellan co-hosted. I think Amy Paul Casulo may have co-hosted, and then
Oh, yeah,
there
Amy
was,
did. Yeah, I
Lisa
think-
Miller
Yeah.
and Maria Chandler.
I didn't know. I thought Shelley Dankoff worked at 25.
She did. I remember she told me she was there till like I think 1990, and then came back to work at 31. maybe it was due to the fact back in the days, if you wanted to jump from one local station to another, I'm sure some of their parent companies probably had those no-compete clauses.
Yeah.
Remember what happened to Gary Olson?
Well, Gary Olson, there was a guy at WRL that, on radio did the same thing. You may recall Rolly Strubar started at Channel 19 and wound up at Channel 31, or Rolly Keith was his TV name. Yeah, boy,
And
you've
yes,
got a sharp mind.
Bill Houlihan was at 25 when they went on the air in February of 1953. And I heard he briefly left to go into the restaurant industry, but decided to come back, and he stayed until 1994 when he kicked the bucket. And you know the sad thing is, I don't even remember the day Houlihan had passed because our old TV was broken, the channel tuner, old-fashioned one, and
Yes.
it was stuck on channel 47. So I didn't get to see a lot of the personalities on 19, 25, and 31 between sometime in 1994 to early 1995 when our grandfather gifted us a dormitory-sized TV.
Yeah. Couldn't you move the antenna around? That's what we did. We had we had an outdoor antenna, as most people did back in the early days. And then I think they also now sell an inside antenna where you can get local channels.
Yes, they do.
And they do work.
Yeah,
don't
believe it or
They
not,
do.
I have a television in my bedroom, and since I'm on the second level, I picked up WHBS Quad Cities. I even called the station and told them, hey, I can pick your station up here in Peoria.
No kidding. What network is it affiliated with? I believe it's CBS.
Yeah. Oh, Chuck Harrison used to work there.
At Rock Island?
Yeah, before he came here to 25 and later 31. Believe it or not, about 20 years ago, I think it was years before he had passed away, I had the opportunity to talk to him on the phone. He was retired and living in Rock Island.
I did not know that. All right, here's a question
Yeah, I
for
even
you.
talked to John Coleman.
What was that, John Colvin?
John Coleman, yeah, the founder of the Weather Channel.
Oh,
He
yeah.
worked at
Yeah.
31 and their sister station, Channel 3 in Champaign.
Yeah. All right, Jess, since you know so much, where did Chuck Harrison go when he left Channel 25?
WGN, Chicago's very own.
Very good. And what,
Well, that was
what
after
happened to
31.
him at WGN? And he got fired. Do you remember why?
That I did not know. Nope.
The
I
mayor
wasn't
of
born yet.
Chicago died, and he did not have a file ready to go because he was in ill health. And so WGN kind of got snookered by the competition, and Chuck Harrison got fired. And where did he go from WGN for 10 points?
Did he go back to News 25?
No, he went to Rockford, Illinois, and was on TV in Rockford. So was Chicago's lots, and he was a very newsman, very businesslike. Hello.
Oh, sorry, I'm still here. I'm looking at my clock.
Okay.
I got to clock in soon.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because we have to do our pet tip of the day, Jess, this morning. God bless you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Even though you're working, you know we'll have you in our prayers and thoughts. And thank you for taking care of those who are in the hospital.
Oh, you're welcome.
Let's see it,
You
Jess.
guys have a good
bet.
Thanksgiving and a good Black Friday.
Okay.
Jess.
Yes, same to you. Thanks, Jess. Super nice gown. Here's our pet tip of the day with all the latest as we do each and every day.
Today's pet tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. When you come home and find evidence of something chewed or destroyed by your pet, some trainers say you can try disciplining after the fact if you have the proof. But you must not react to the proof until you get the dog to the damage. In other words, don't explode into the house and scream and whine at your dog. The dog will simply run away and you will think you have corrected the problem. You have not. Instead, say nothing, go calmly to the dog and bring him to the damage. Show the dog the proof and in a low growling voice with few words, let him know that this is not acceptable, such as, "Bad boy, grrr." Then release him and do not pet, coo, or give attention to him for 3 minutes, but no longer. You are imitating the actions of a mother dog, and your pup should quickly and easily understand this sound and action. When you are cleaning up the mess, do not let your dog see you doing so. Your body language will look submissive to the dog as you kneel and scrape or scrub, and that won't win you any brownie points in the dog's eyes. Remember, keep your cool when disciplining. No screaming, no hysterics. This is correction time, and your growling should last no more than 3 seconds. So the next time your pup presents you with a problem, try this and see how it works for both of you. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's pet tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Thank you kindly. Louis Linder always, and the young lady who gives the pet tip of the day. We've got a mixed bag of weather this morning, don't we, Terry?
Yeah, it's fog and rain and muck.
Muck?
The temperature's not
heard
bad.
that word in a long time.
High around 55 is not bad, but then tonight, 39 mile per hour wind, low 32. That'll make the wind chill. I don't know the math on that, but it's got to be like 2 or something. I don't know. 39.
I didn't think it was bad. Of course, how do you measure when you're in the car, except for the 30 seconds it takes to go from the car into the building? My car is actually partially in the lobby of the building. Now, wait till it snows and it will be.
You got a really good heater?
Yes, I do.
Heats up pretty. Now, can you remotely start it?
Yes, I can.
So you remotely start it, so when you get out...
In the wintertime, yeah. I would say that is probably the most important vehicle development in the history of
right behind the brakes.
other way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Brakes. No.
Well, those come in handy.
Good point. Brakes. Have you ever driven a vehicle and without, no, I won't say without complete warning, you push and the next thing you know, the brake pedal goes flush to the floor of your vehicle?
Oh, no, I never lost brakes like that.
It's
no.
scary as all
Oh, it
get
is.
out.
It's scary.
yeah.
We were in an RV with our dear and late friends, Chuck and his wife Carol, in an RV, and we came to Galveston, Texas, to an RV camp, whatever they call it, at any rate. And Chuck was driving, and we just came off the highway doing 70, 75 miles an hour. That was back before we had 70 in Illinois, but Texas had 70. And so you do 75. At least he did, at any rate. And sometimes I think he was doing 80. But at any rate, he rolled in, and he said, whoops. I said, what's the matter? As we rolled to a stop, he said, I don't have any brakes. I said, you're kidding. We had to make an appointment with a company in Galveston and then drive with no brakes over to the company.
Well, how? No,
Well,
you
you
had
put it
some
in-
brakes.
No.
None?
No. And the way he did it now, he drove it. I had more faith in him, which was a mistake than in myself. But at any rate, he just drove in low gear and would slow down and I think every now and then I think he pulled the emergency brake. And
Really?
Had some, but it was. Frankly speaking, because we thought, what if?
Yeah, no
You know, on the
And
interstate.
a motorhome is a big,
34-foot motorhome.
you got a lot of weight there. Yeah.
So anyway, getting back, brakes number one, and remote starting in the winter.
Remote
number
start is
two.
a very,
I think that's even more important than lights.
No, lights are right up there.
You got to be warm.
Yes.
It's important.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we have news, weather, sports coming up in the top of the hour, followed by a live report on the Bradley victory as we continue to hold the edge in Bradley University basketball with BradleyFans.com. Dr. Gene Siller, website master, gives all the details about Bradley basketball. And we're also going to talk about Christmas in the Village coming up as well. You're having breakfast with Roger and Friends on WAZU FM 90.7 in Peoria and also on YouTube. Good to see everyone this morning. Time flies, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, already the 25th of November. It's a Tuesday morning, and we start with bringing you up to date with all the news that is news. And a little reminder, enrollment for Medicare occurs each year from October 15th to December 7th, and this period gives you a chance to review your plan and make changes to make sure you have the best coverage. But you want to do it with someone who knows what they're talking about. Forget the 800 numbers you see on television, because we have a guy that's been doing this now for over 40 years. Sam Lilly and Associates, and they know Medicare plans, Advantage plans, etc. And Sam's available, busier than a cranberry merchant at Thanksgiving, and that means busy. And you can reach Sammy today at 3. I wonder if he likes it if we call him Sammy. Sammy Lilly, well, it rhymes, doesn't it? And Associates 309-245-4374. The number again, 245-4374.
A mixed bag of weather this morning, Roger. There's a stupid fog. Is that what that means? It says dense fog. Does that mean stupid?
Yes. I never thought of it that right.
It's just kind of
Not
dense.
very bright.
No, not very bright. Until about 10 o'clock this morning. Some fog and drizzle, then afternoon rain. Otherwise, it'll still be cloudy, too. High around 55. Looks for more showers tonight. And winds gusting at 39 miles an hour. Low 32. Tomorrow, partly sunny, gradual clearing with sunshine. The strong winds hang around with gusts at almost 46 mile an hour. High about 40 tomorrow. Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, sunny and colder, reaching a high of just 36. Santa comes to town in Peoria on Friday. It'll be sunny, but cold for the parade. High 34. Stand on the sunny side of the street. Chance for snow Friday night after midnight. Overnight low of 26. Right now, 48 at the Wazoo.
Yeah, a little reminder, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of exclusive. We have the other exclusive that we're talking about this morning is we have a guy who was Santa for how many years?
20.
20 years. My goodness. Did you realize that Santa was part of our program?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
He told us a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he suddenly.
And no one knew.
No
The best
one
part was it was a very well-kept secret for probably 16, 18 of those years. No one knew.
Yeah, I'm impressed. It kind of reminds you a little bit about the Ed Clinch pineapple. Was that what it was?
Santa delivered that. It was a coconut.
Coconut, yeah. Well, I don't know where I got that pineapple.
Santa delivered that one year.
So Santa did the 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay. that came up recently. There is a guy that is a Peoria guy, and he kind of followed my radio career a little bit until he realized what a hoax that was. But at any rate, he has a story about the Ed Clinch coconut.
Okay.
You know, that story, has it ever really been?
Not for sure. I don't think. I
yeah.
mean, it's been assumed or thought that it was an old war buddy who had passed, but then his family kept the tradition. But there's nothing in concrete.
No, I didn't think so. There was a columnist who wrote a little bit about it. I won't mention his name because he was so wrong about so many things, so I don't want to give him credit. He wrote allegedly about the details, and that proved to be incorrect. This guy sends me a letter every now and then. He prints everything, and it has to take him at least an hour to write.
Wow.
Because it's all well done. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably rate it at 6 in penmanship.
Okay.
But when you like sometimes I'll try to change the weather for
Oh,
you.
you can't write with a damn.
And,
I can't
will.
have no
Well,
idea.
I have good handwriting, but printing is a different story.
Your typing's very good, but your handwriting
Well,
sucks.
the typing is open to debate as well. I have found as you get older, you lose it.
Well, yeah.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah. Well, we won't get into that. Okay, let's move on. This Christmas, Make Your Memories movie magic. It Plays Media Group offering wonderful holiday photo sessions with fun digital backdrops. They can have you seated in front of a cozy fireplace or out sledding in the snowy wonderlands. It's really neat what Chris Buckley can do. And he's up in Chicago celebrating Thanksgiving with his family, as I chatted with him last night. You can choose from affordable packages that fit every family, and you can even add a short video clip perfect for your holiday social media. You can get more information from Chris at 309-306-2152. That's 306-2152. Now the news with Terry and Terry.
Well, another judicial win for Democrats, as U.S. federal judge Cameron Curry has dismissed cases against fellow Democrats James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Appointed by former President Bill Clinton, the judge claimed the federal attorney who brought the cases had not been legally appointed. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said she would immediately appeal the Democrats' decision, saying she intends to hold Comey and James accountable for their unlawful conduct.
The judge's dismissal order was based on the argument that prosecutor Lindsay Halligan's appointment by the Justice Department was illegal. Bondi said the court's ruling had nothing to do with the merits of the indictments against Comey, former head of the FBI, and Letitia James, charged with making false statements in a loan application. Comey maintains he did nothing wrong, though he was legally indicted.
Get ready for another increase in your homeowner's insurance next year. At a recent real estate insurance conference, officials predicted at least an 8% premium increase due to an uptick in natural disasters and the cost of rebuilding. Some real estate agents believe the premium increase will discourage potential home buyers.
In local news, Peoria County Coroner Jamie Harwood has identified the 17-year-old shot and killed at the Lexington Hills apartment complex as Matthew Day. Harwood said the teen probably died instantly after he was shot twice last Saturday night. Investigating officers also found a second shooting victim inside another nearby apartment. That 21-year-old man had been shot in the legs. He's expected to recover.
School officials in Tremont report finding an unloaded gun in a student's locker in the district's middle school. The student was taken into custody. No word on his identity or age.
The man who was shot and killed last Friday at the St. Louis Lambert Airport turned out to be 31-year-old Darius Kennedy of Peoria. St. Louis County Police say Kennedy threatened airport security officers with a knife. He refused orders to drop the knife and was tased. Apparently unfazed by the tase, he started moving toward officers and was fatally shot.
Good news for Peoria's Friendship House. State Representative Johan Gordon Booth has announced the agency will receive a $300,000 grant to support its after-school activities and a Pathway to the Future program. that connects high school students to workforce opportunities. The local agency, located in the 800 block of North Madison, serves up to 135 students a day with a variety of programs.
Well, this is Feast Week. I like that. I never heard that before. That's new for me. I think I'm going to use that. I like that.
I like it. It
Feast
has a
week.
nice ring to it.
Yeah. Well, this is Feast Week with the national holiday this Thursday. We'll learn about the first Thanksgiving. Later this morning, you have some Indians to talk to, or some pilgrims, or
We'll find out.
Okay.
I think it's Pilgrim.
You got to
Didn't
talk to a
John
pilgrim?
Way, didn't he refer to
That
a
was one of those, hey, Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Later this morning, when we talk with Professor Dan Monroe, well, Dan will know, of Michigan or Millikan University after
Hope he's not
the
Michigan.
8 o'clock news.
We'll also hear details about Christmas in the Village and the lighting of that 70-foot Christmas tree at the Riverfront Museum from Allison Unkovich at 7:30 this morning.
Where'd that come from?
Local area,
Yeah, local,
family donated.
family
it, yeah.
donated.
Who it was? She'll know.
Well, yeah, she gave me the name, but like a lot of things in one ear and out the other.
She'll remember.
Yeah, she will. And we will remember to turn to WCBU for more news this morning.
From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm Ben Howell. A state appeals court has reversed the Logan County Circuit Court in a dispute whether the former Lincoln College campus should remain exempt from property taxes. Charlie Schlenker reports.
The Logan County assessor says Lincoln College shut down a couple years ago, so its not-for-profit tax exemption should expire. The college says its original 1865 charter, approved by lawmakers, says the corporate body shall be and forever remain free and exempt from taxation for any and all purposes whatever. The college also argues the Illinois Department of Revenue hadn't actually revoked the tax-exempt status. The appeals court agreed the county assessor acted prematurely and has sent the case back to the circuit court. I'm Charlie Schlenker.
A $300,000 state grant will help Peoria's Friendship House operate its after-school programs and a training initiative for high school students. The after-school programming offers activities and personalized assistance to boost learning opportunities, while the Pathway to Your Future initiative specifically helps high schoolers transition into adulthood with life skills and employment training. State Representative Jahan Gordon Booth says the grant award reflects Friendship House's commitment to prioritizing the community's youth. Peoria is establishing a permit process for film productions in public areas. The City Council last week approved amendments to City Code pertaining to parks and public grounds. Assistant City Attorney Masson Perkins says the changes make some changes for the application process and insurance requirements.
It's piggybacking on the process we currently have in place for public events, but filming is its own beast.
Perkins says the city has seen an increase in requests from producers looking to film in Peoria. And the price of gas in the Peoria area has held steady ahead of the Thanksgiving travel rush, with the per-gallon average about 4 cents higher than a year ago. The fuel cost-tracking website GasBuddy reports an average price of just less than $3.17. That's down about half a cent from a week ago, but 6.5 cents above last month's figure. The national average is unchanged from last week at $3.03, while the statewide average in Illinois ticked upward over the past week to about $3.24. I'm Ben Howell.
All right, boys and girls, it's time for sports. Good morning, everybody. Let's start with the Bradley basketball game last night in Kissimmee, Florida. The Braves open play against Princeton of the Ivy League as part of the Terry's Chocolate Events Invitational at the State Farm Fieldhouse. Isn't it interesting? Everybody has a name for their field house or their arena except Peoria. Peoria cannot sell naming rights. Everybody else can, but not the Peoria Civic Center for some strange reason. Any rate, after a sluggish, and that's pretty accurate, first half. I think, Terry, you said you watched. I did too. I watched a little of it.
I watched a little.
Bradley did not look good in the first half, but
I saw the
initially,
second half.
yeah. Well, you saw the best part
And
of
I
the
didn't
Braves
see
game.
Gene. I looked for Gene.
I did too. Yeah, you know,
The
we were.
screen next
you
to where
see
we were
him?
bowling. No, and I kept looking.
Yeah, I did
You know
too.
what?
I did.
You know,
I
I don't
he
think
just-
he's down there.
No, I don't.
I think he's still in East Peoria, pretending.
I think he's in Disney World or something. I think he
You
went
think
down there
so?
just to play and ride on roller coasters and
Yeah.
cotton candy. I don't think
Yeah.
he's reporting.
I
for
don't think
Bradley-
so either.
BradleyFans.com. I think that's a front.
Okay, I wonder where we're going to hear from him next. Anyway, Bradley led at the halftime 40-34, but they outscored the Tigers in the second half, I think by 18 points, winning easily 88-64. The Braves play 2 p.m. this afternoon against the University of California at San Diego, who easily defeated Temple 91-76. San Diego is undefeated at 5-0. We're going to get more details from Gene, Dr. Gene, this morning following our sportscast, so stay tuned. Another exclusive with Breakfast with Roger and Friends. Let's turn to some other basketball action. Big game between number 8 Alabama and the always powerhouse Gonzaga. Gonzaga won the game. That was somewhat of an upset. 95-85 the final. Undefeated Tennessee beat Rutgers of the Big Ten 85-60. Southern Illinois lost to UAB. I believe that's the University of Alabama. Birmingham goes by the acronym UAB, 81-73. Kansas thumped Notre Dame 71-61. Evansville of the Valley lost to Charleston 78-59. Another Valley team, Murray State, also lost to McNeese, the final 73-60. All right, let's talk about football. It's still hanging around, and I'm glad it is. Plenty of football remaining. The Monday night NFL game paired the 6-5 Carolina Panthers against the 7-4 San Francisco 49ers. It was boring in the first half with the score 10-3 in favor of San Fran. The game marked the return of quarterback for the 49ers, Brock Purdy, and he wasn't very pretty. He was intercepted 3 times while completing 14 out of 23 for 114 yards and a touchdown. Final score, San Francisco 20, Carolina 9. And that's sports this morning, and we're going to talk to Dr. Gene Sedler following this very important message.
Maybe.
They are our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets, and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there is nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
All right, we're having fun in the studio, but we're going to have more fun because Dr. Gene Sedler is on the line from Burger King. Oh, no, that's one of Royce's jokes. Good morning, Gene.
Yes, good morning from sunny Florida again.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you say.
Yes.
We all watched last night.
We couldn't find you on the boob tube.
None of us could see you on TV.
You guys have got to get a high definition TV.
I do
I was
have a
right
high.
behind the bench. I had all kinds of friends and people texting me, telling me they saw me there.
Did you have on a wig or anything, or a hat, or?
Had a red pullover.
Well, everybody there had a red pullover.
Everybody else had a red shirt on. No, I'm sitting right there behind the coaches, about 4 rows up from the. In fact, we're in the same seats tonight, so look for
Well,
us.
we'll look.
I will look tonight.
Is it tonight or this afternoon?
The game is actually 5 o'clock our time, which is 4 o'clock your time, and it's on.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Was Becky is she in red too?
Yes.
Have her
yes,
wear
you know,
something. Have her wear a different color so it's easier to. Cause,
Have a sign that says, "Hello, Roger and Terry."
somebody had on a white. Somebody's wife or girlfriend or whatever had on white, and they were real easy to see.
Yeah,
And
that's
thought,
because you were watching a different game.
no, I was
don't
watching the
trust
right
it.
game. I
don't dress to get on TV, but
Well, we don't believe that you're there. We don't.
At least wave. Wave. Do something to identify yourself.
Frankly, we don't believe you, Gene. We think you're at Disney
stand
World.
up and moon you guys.
No.
Well, why not? It'll go viral on the internet if you do something like that.
Oh, God.
Show your chest.
Maybe you could let her.
I didn't.
You could be the B, Becky could be the U.
There you go.
Yeah. No, that ain't gonna happen.
Well, anyway,
yeah.
Bradley, you indicated that.
Well, yes, it was close for most of the first half. No team really looked like they were having any advantage until Bradley hit 2 3-pointers in the final minute and pulled ahead there by 6 points at the halftime, 40-34. And I said, stat-wise, they shot 52% in the first half and 47% on the 3-point shots. That's all good numbers. But Princeton was playing very well in the first half. They were making their shots. They were hitting shots from everywhere. They were not as big a team as Bradley. Bradley had a height advantage, and yet they were a very scrappy team, and they were out rebounding Bradley. But second half was a different story. Bradley played exceptionally well, maybe the best they've played in any game this year, and they pulled away consistently through the through the second half. Built a 24-point lead by the end of the game and won by 88-64. So really played well in that second half. Some really terrific performances. The kid from Italy, Timothy van der Naap, he was the player of the game. Dave Snell, of course, names the player of the game after each game. And Timothy, for first time in his short career at Bradley, he's a sophomore, had 15 points and led the team with 8 rebounds. Off the bench, Montana Wheeler, the freshman guard from Houston, was actually the leading scorer for Bradley, had 16 points, was 6 of 8 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3-point. That's pretty good shooting for the young man, and he had 6 assists. And really everybody played well and contributed. So really no downside, I think, other than the rebounding. They got out-rebounded by a shorter team, and that is a slight bit concerning. Hopefully that doesn't continue through the year because, when you get out rebounded 34-24 like we did last night, that's 10 extra possessions that you're giving the other team, and that ends up with points in some of those possessions. So you got to get that cleaned up. But other than that, I think everything went well for Bradley. They will play the University of California San Diego tonight, as we said, at 4 o'clock your time on ESPN2.
Can we get that without paying for it?
That should be on your cable package.
Okay.
On Xfinity, it's $9.24. It's right next to ESPN, the regular ESPN network. And so, yep.
Hey, that will be a tough game. They're undefeated, aren't they?
They are undefeated, and we watched that game prior to the Bradley game. They beat a pretty good Temple University team, and just clobbered them, really beat them easily.
91-76, I think I have the score.
Yeah, they are a good shooting team, and they've got some height size-wise. So it's a team that might be difficult for Bradley to match up with. They weren't a real quick team, and they weren't a real great passing team, and their point guard brings the ball up slowly, and their passing game is a little slower and more deliberate. So that's an area that I think our coaches, and the advantage in these tournaments is that your coaches are right there in the arena, and so they get a real good close-up scouting look at the team they're going to play next, and so they'll figure out some things, and I think you'll see Bradley cutting off some of the passing lanes and maybe get some steals, and hopefully that'll work to Bradley's advantage because they are a much quicker team than I think you'll see with UC San Diego.
Yeah, I noticed not a lot of people are attending the tournament there. Are they all at Disney World?
Well, it's a tournament that most of the people there are going to be from one of the teams that's in the tournament, and that requires a lengthy trip for people. So, yeah, Bradley had by far the most fans of any of the teams that were in the tournament, and they're overall, it's an arena that seats about 5,000, and I would guess that there were probably less than 1,000 people there in total attendance. But yeah, that's what you usually see in these kind of remote tournaments. That you're really not drawing from the local community very much at all.
Yeah, since we do have some time, do you want to start talking about giving some of the names of people you saw there?
Well,
Let's just mention a couple.
the Bradley president was there, and that was good to see. And
Jim
of course,
Shatter was there. Great.
Jim Shatter was there. So was Chris Reynolds, our athletic director, and some pretty notable people from Peoria were there. And there's quite a few Bradley people who have retired and moved to Florida. We had there were a lot of people there who I did not really recognize, and I think that was likely probably because they're from Peoria. They're from Florida now and live not far from Orlando. I think we're less than an hour away from the villages, and really just pretty much anywhere. We're in Central Florida, so pretty much anywhere in Florida, it's not a lengthy drive for people to get to the game there and get to see Bradley. So yeah, I think we drew a few people from the retired community down here.
Yeah, you'll find out, Gene, as you get older, trying to remembering names becomes a little more challenging. We all kind of go through that. Hey, are you giving updates on BradleyFans.com as a result of where you are and what Bradley is doing?
Well, yes. Yeah, see, I travel with my laptop, so I can update everything. We have a nice thread on the game last night, the game with they're beating Princeton, and then we've got a line on the Bradley UC San Diego game that people can read all about the upcoming game this afternoon and about this team from San Diego. They are in the same conference, the Big West Conference, that Jim Less and his UC Davis team is in, and so that'll be interesting to see how they do. They were picked high in the preseason poll for the Big West Conference. But that's a conference that has gotten better and better over the last few years, and it's a team that it's a conference that maybe not quite at the level of the Missouri Valley, but it's getting closer.
All right. Anything else you want to add to it, other than the fact that we'll be looking for you with a little more intensive visionary skills to see you and Becky behind the bench.
He'll be there.
We'll make sure that you're actually there and it's not inflatables.
All right, you go. If you just look at the Bradley bench, go all the way to the right as the camera's looking, and the very last seat, usually one of the coaches is sitting in the last seat right next to the scorer's table, and go up 4 rows, and that's where we are.
Okay,
Yeah.
4 rows. We can count to 4.
I can count
All
to
right.
4.
All right, so you've dispelled the hoax that we were perpetuating a little earlier.
I looked close.
Yeah.
Well, now see, I'm gonna pull a fast one tonight, and I'll wear camouflage colors. I will blend in, and you won't see me.
Okay. All right. Put a little rouge on your cheeks, and we will look for you tonight. Go Bradley. It'll be a tough game, but let's hope Bradley can win out.
Tell Mickey I said hi.
Well, I've been hanging with Terry of Terry's Orange down here. So.
Oh, really? Oh, did they hand out free ones?
They did. Well,
really?
not to the fans in general, but there's like a VIP area down there, and you have to pay extra because it's got the alcohol, all you can drink, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a partaker. I did not
you're not
pay
a drinker,
the extra.
are
But
you?
yeah,
No.
the oranges are available in that VIP area. So
cool.
I would have probably paid if I needed to get the oranges, but as you guys know, I have a bunch of them, so I didn't really need more.
Yeah, we got a couple last night while you were gone. Thanks for leaving the key under the rug. Anyway,
All right.
Thanks, Gene. We'll be watching tonight. God bless you, and go Bradley Braves.
Go Bradley. We'll talk to you again maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow we'll chat with you, same time, same station.
See you, Doc.
Thank you.
right.
Dr. Gene Sidler, author and host of BradleyFans.com. Hey, we have the headlines coming up, but I want to make sure that everybody sticks around because we have a medalist in our midst right now, and he's going to join us because we have a couple of mental patients who are hosting this program. Phil Rosso, do I pronounce your name correctly, Phil?
You did, Roger.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming. You are known as Phenomenal Phil, I'm told by the guy sitting next to you, who happens to be your PR agent.
That is,
Yeah.
yes, I owe him some money. Yeah, I love alliteration, so phenomenalphil.com you can find me at.
Is there any way you could make it .com to get that alliteration with the P?
That's a good idea. I'll work on that.
Work on that. You are originally from Chicago, but you graduated from Bradley, so you're a Bradley fan.
I did. I was a Bradley fan. In fact, I was there when Jim Les was playing for Bradley.
Yeah, wasn't that something? Neat guy. You know, I remember as a student, had a delightful personality, just a neat guy. University of California, Davis had a game last night, but it was on the West Coast, so I don't have an updated score, and I forget who they were playing. But my golly, he's been there now for over 10 years.
For a long
hasn't he?
time,
Yeah.
from what I understand. Yeah.
A neat guy. Did you ever rub elbows with him?
No, he never
at all?
went to class. So yeah.
Are you sure it was you and not him that didn't go to class? Maybe you both went separate decisions. How'd you get? Well, first of all, we got to do news headlines. Can you stick around a little
I'm
bit?
happy. This is a great teaser for the listeners.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, because you have a big show coming up this weekend
We'll talk all
that
about
you
it.
want to talk
Black
about.
Friday
That's
show.
right. He's a radio pro. I can tell how he's
there, done that.
handling his irritating co-host. At any rate, we'll get into the news at the bottom of the hour. Hey, we're right on the money, 7:30, and our news at the bottom of the hour brought to you by Bob Manning, Senior Vice President. He's financial advisor with the Grandview Capital Group at Morgan Stanley right here in Peoria. For all your investment needs, check out Bob. Super nice guy, Bob Manning at 309-671-4653. That number again, 671-4653. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Terry Chamberlain has our news.
Democrat U.S. federal judge Cameron Curry has dismissed cases against fellow Democrats James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Appointed by former President Bill Clinton, the judge claimed the federal prosecutor who brought the cases had not been legally appointed. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said she would immediately appeal the Democrats' decision, saying she intends to hold Comey and James accountable for their unlawful conduct. The judge's dismissal order was based on the argument that Prosecutor Lindsay Halligan's appointment by the Justice Department was illegal. Bondi said the court's ruling had nothing to do with the merits of the indictments against Comey, former head of the FBI, and Letitia James, charged with making false statements in a loan application. Comey maintained he did nothing wrong, though he was legally indicted. Looks like another increase in your homeowner's insurance next year. At a recent real estate insurance conference, officials predicted at least an 8% premium increase due to an uptick in natural disasters and the cost of rebuilding. Some real estate agents believe the premium increase will discourage potential home buyers. In local news, Prairie County Coroner Jimmy Harwood has identified the 17-year-old shot and killed at the Lexington Hills apartment complex as Matthew Day. Harwood said the teen probably died instantly after he was shot twice last Saturday night. Investigating officers found a second shooting victim inside another nearby apartment. The 21-year-old man had been shot in the legs. School officials in Tremont report finding an unloaded gun in a student's locker in the district's middle school. The student was taken into custody. No word on his identity or age. The man who was shot and killed last Friday at the St. Louis Lambert Airport turned out to be 31-year-old Darius Kennedy of Peoria. St. Louis County Police say Kennedy threatened airport security officers with a knife. He refused orders to drop the knife and was tased, said police. Apparently unfazed, he started moving toward officers and was fatally shot. Good news for Peoria's Friendship House. State Representative Jahan Goin Booth has announced the agency will receive a $300,000 grant to support its after-school activities and a Pathway to the Future program that connects high school students to workforce opportunities. The local agency, located in the 800 block of North Madison, serves up to 135 students a day with a variety of programs. Well, this is Thanksgiving week with the national holiday this Thursday. We'll learn about that first Thanksgiving later this morning when we talk with Professor Dan Monroe of Millikan University after the 8 o'clock news.
You want to say that name again?
Professor Dan Monroe.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You can put a little extra in my check this week.
Yes, I will. We'll double up.
Oh, thank you. We'll also hear details about Christmas in the Village and the lighting of that 70-foot Christmas tree at the Riverfront Museum from Allison Nunkovich at 7:30 this morning. Those are the headlines.
Thank you, Terry. There's still time to buy that new home for your family before the end of the year. No better time to talk with Realtor Kathy Reynolds of Brilliant Real Estate. She has the experience and knowledge to help you make that perfect selection, as she has for countless others. You can reach Kathy today at 309-696-2162.
What a weird weather day today. Mixed bag, Roger. Dense fog till about 10 o'clock this morning. Fog and drizzle this afternoon. Rain, otherwise cloudy, high around 55. Look for showers tonight with winds gusting to 39 miles per hour. The temperature is just 32. Tomorrow, partly sunny, clearing, 46-mile-an-hour winds, possibly.
It's going to be windy. I mean, that's
Very
windy.
windy. That's
36 miles per hour. We're getting close to 50.
That's about a 10 on the skirt alert.
Yes.
High 40. Right now, 48 at the wazoo.
Thank you, and we'll be right back after this message.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the IHSA and the Illinois Athletic Directors Association.
All right, we're excited. It's the holiday season. We're excited also because we're going to talk to Allison Unkovich, who's going to tell us about Christmas in the Village and other things going on at the Riverfront Museum. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning, Roger. Thank you so much for having me.
Are you in the mood? Have you got that feeling that you get during the holiday season? Excitement, anxiety, medication?
Yes, all of the above, absolutely. It is a busy, busy time of year, but such a special time of year. So we are so excited for the holidays and for all things Christmas in the Village.
Now, tell us about when. Well, first of all, something's going to happen on Tuesday, December 2nd. Tell us about that event down at the Riverfront.
Yes, so on Tuesday, December 2nd, it's the real kickoff to Christmas in the Village, and we will be lighting Peoria's tree, which is a 75-foot Norway spruce that was very generously donated by the Becker family, a local family here in Peoria. And it is beautiful. It is a massive tree, basically the same size as the Rockefeller Tree Center right here in Peoria, and it is going to be lit on Tuesday evening. She is currently being decorated with over 40,000 lights.
Oh, my goodness.
It's truly going to light up the sky.
Allison, how do you know it's 40,000? Did you count them?
Who counted them? I want to see
I want to know who counted them.
Exactly. This is a very good question. Yep, our lighting company, Shine, out of Morton, another local great company. They ordered the lights and they counted them, and they are going to be using each and every one of them. So the tree is just going to be stunning. It's going to be lit, and we are so grateful to partner with Choose Greater Peoria this year to really have a wonderful event for our community. The festivities that evening are going to kick off at 5:30 down on Water Street. So right by the tree, and there are going to be free donuts, free pretzel bites, free hot chocolate, free cookies. There'll be music, a dance performance. So a really great evening, really family-friendly, just a fun way to kick off the Christmas season. And then the tree will be lit promptly at 6:30 sharp on Tuesday evening.
So what time can I come down? What time is the public, how early, when will the cookies be there?
Roger wants to know when all the free stuff's there.
Absolutely. That is, yes, you got to get there right away to get those free goodies. The festivities will kick off at about 5:30.
Okay, so if I
On
come,
Water Street.
and it's on Tuesday, right?
Correct.
And so if I get down there Monday and camp out, John Morris will let me there?
You'll get the first donut if you're
Okay,
camping out
all right.
Monday. But
Well, heck with the donut, I want the cookies.
the cookies, yeah. It's going to be a really great night. And that's truly just the kickoff to the Christmas in the Village celebration. And the tree will be lit all December, all through the holiday season. So if you aren't able to make it there Tuesday, it's a great spot to come down and get a lovely photo with your family in front of a absolutely stunning tree. And you'll get to take in all the glory of the tree at Christmas in the Village over the weekend as well.
Where'd that tree come from? Who donated that tree, do you know?
So Dan and Kathy Becker, they are a local Peoria family, and it just came just north Knoxville, if you can believe it. So a quick journey down Knoxville to its place now on Water Street for the community to enjoy.
Was in
the
their
holiday
yard?
season.
It was in their yard, or?
Exactly. It was in their yard, and as you can imagine, it grew so big, and it kind of began encroaching on, areas of their property. It needed to come down, and so inevitably this ended up being the perfect opportunity for them to gift this tree to the Peoria community.
Yeah, it is great. I usually pick my tree out at one of the parks in the area.
Yeah, there you go.
It is really neat, and it's a free event. Who's going to throw the switch? Is there anyone particular? Will it be John Morris? Will it be Allison? Who gets to throw the switch to turn on the tree?
That is a great question.
I know it is.
Still
That's
to
my
be
job.
determined.
That's
So
a union
you'll have
job,
to
Roger.
Who's going to do it?
Yeah, it's always a group effort and kind of to be determined. So you'll have to come down and see.
Okay. What's it said? It will be lottery? Will everybody have a
Highest
ticket?
bidder. I think it's the highest bidder.
bidder.
There you go. I like that. That's a great idea for a fundraiser.
Phil,
Look at that.
phenomenal Phil came up with that. That's exciting. Well, tell us about Christmas in the Village. That's the next big event down at the riverfront.
Yes, so this is our fourth year doing Christmas in the Village, which is just truly a magical holiday experience. We really wanted to do something to give our community the opportunity to get together, to gather, and to really enjoy all these special moments right here in Peoria. So Christmas in the Village is a magical outdoor holiday festival, a Christmas market, if you will, and we have a variety of local vendors for shopping. We have a variety of food trucks. Santa will be there, hot chocolate. We have carriage rides. We have live animals. And it truly, I can't express enough that it is literally Hallmark in a nutshell down there at the Sun Plaza at the museum. The museum is also open, so all of the galleries, by coming to Christmas in the Village, you also get access to all of the museum's top-notch exhibits and galleries, movies on the giant screen theater, as well as a holiday laser light show in the planetarium.
It really sounds exciting. How did this idea get started? What you said 4 years ago?
Yeah, so really wanting to give our community that opportunity to experience all the Christmas magic. A lot of times, people travel to Chicago or St. Louis or somewhere to be able to experience something like this. And for us, it was really important to provide this opportunity right here in our own community. Last year, we had over 10,000 people at Christmas in the Village, and so it's something that our community has really shown up for and has really enjoyed, and it's just been really neat to be able to spend this time with your family here, or also your friends, your neighbors, and to be enjoy that Christmas magic together as a community.
Well, it sounds like a fun time as it has been, and well, let me be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas, Allison.
Oh, well, Merry Christmas to you, Roger. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day.
You bet. Bye. I'm going to be there for the lighting of the tree.
And the cookies.
You're going for the free stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. And as they get ready to light the tree, I'll get in my car and drive over the bridge and watch it. You raised the question yesterday. Could we see that tree from outer space?
I think so. What is it, a 100-foot tree or something?
75 foot.
40,000 lights.
40,000 feet. Yeah. I would think you could see it
Yeah, you can see that
from
from
high
space.
above, for that matter.
On a clear night.
A clear day, yeah.
If it wasn't so dense.
Yeah. Like this fog that we're in. Was it foggy, Phil, when you came
It
in?
was a little foggy
Yeah.
on the drive-in, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in. In case you're just joining us, we're talking with Phil Razzo. He is known as Phenomenal Phil. He's a mentalist. And again, remind us what a mentalist is.
So it's not like a magician. So a magician does things that are just crazy that can't be done, like cutting a woman in half or flying, or you may have heard of someone make the Statue of Liberty disappear years ago. So the things I do are a little more real. I'm going to read people's mind. I might know the word you're thinking of. I might know when you were born, things like that. So something that's actually could be possible, not so improbable.
Wow. Have you had this natural ability? Is this something you're born with, or you learn, you acquire? I mean, how did this all evolve in the life of Phil Razzo?
You know, I think I started out when I was a kid in Chicago. Growing up there, I had seen a magician umpire on Jack Brickhouse's TV show.
You're kidding. A Peoria Manual graduate?
100%.
Yep.
Yeah. So he did a show, the 10th inning show, and he had an
Yeah.
umpire on, and the guy did a card trick, and it blew me away.
No kid, really?
And I can remember till this day, because you know that the Cubs only played afternoon games,
Yeah,
right?
day games
until
only, yeah.
1988, right? Was the first time. So when I was a kid, I would walk home from school, get home just in time, maybe to see
To watch
the
the
last
10th
few
inning.
innings.
That's
yeah, and I would catch it,
remarkable. No
right? And
kidding.
there was one, and I was sitting on my floor in the basement. I'm like, holy cow! There's a magician umpire on TV, and that's what got me into it. So for the next years, and I kind of went on and off through the magic world and kind of evolved my skills and got into mind reading and mentalism, mainly because I didn't want to carry around these big props. And things.
Yeah. Interestingly, you remember in the Johnny Carson show, who was the guy that?
Kreskin?
Yeah. Did you follow him at all?
Kreskin was an amazing gentleman. Was on the Carson show over 80 or 90 times. 'Cause he
Isn't
would
that
tell you
wild?
the first time he would meet you. I've been on Johnny Carson 80 times. He was amazing. Been to Peoria multiple times. I actually saw him at the Peoria Civic Center.
At Crescent, yeah, I remember when he came to
He
Peoria.
was here at the Apollo Theater too. I got up on stage with him.
Isn't that
Really?
wild?
And did something with him. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, so an
He always
amazing
said that,
guy.
didn't he? He always said, isn't that wild?
Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? And he would say, you know, Johnny's the one that gave me amazing. You know, people call me amazing. You know, he was, and he just passed away this year, actually.
He did.
Yeah.
How old was he when he?
Boy, I want to say, I mean, close to, you know. getting
Close
up
to my
there.
age,
Yeah,
I know
he's
you were
just-
going to say.
Yeah.
I saw it. I read your
I didn't-
mind.
I-
As a matter of fact, I said he wants to say I'm old. I know I am.
I wanted to,
Did-
you know, but
do
you
you
outlived
think-
Kreskin, so yeah.
Do you think he foresaw that?
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope not.
Well, I mean, you know, my uncle knew the day he was going to die.
He did?
Yeah, the judge told him.
Yeah. that was good. Hey, we work alone. Phil. You know, interesting. I'll tell you a quick story about Jack Brickhouse. He had, there are people who can remember names and people who can't, like me. I mean, I can be introduced to someone, and 5 minutes later I'm saying, what the heck, what is his name?
I know exactly what you
Royce
mean, Ron.
Elliott met Jack Brickhouse one day, somewhere, maybe on the campus of Bradley or Channel 31, someplace or whatever. And Royce told me this story. I don't know if you knew Royce Elliott, the great
knew of him.
stand-up
We
comedian.
never met, but
yeah. Wonderful comedian, great guy, great career in comedy. At any rate, he said 2 years later, he ran into Jack Brickhouse in Peoria, and Jack Brickhouse said, Royce Elliott, how are you? And he was blown away because it was a chance meeting 2 years earlier or a year earlier, whatever, but he still remembered Royce's
That's
name.
a great story.
That is a
That's
skill.
a great story, Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's okay, Bob, for that matter. Well, you have a show coming up. Where is it? When is it?
It's Black Friday. It was great. Allison was talking about Christmas magic. This week is going to be magic in mind reading. It's Black Friday, so I thought that you've got family in town. Everyone's tired of eating turkey or arguing with their uncle. Get out of the house. Hopefully the Bears had won. Friday at this point, and come to my show. It's in Dunlap at the Legion Hall, 7:30.
7:30. Okay.
Yeah, and you can get
Friday night.
This Friday, Black Friday.
I'm trying to think, Dunlap is not exactly a metropolitan area. You went to school there.
Yes, I
Where is the American? It seems like I remember seeing
from
a
the main
sign.
drag. It's across from, is it?
It's across from the Casey's, which I think everything is, right?
Yeah, and that's something.
No, I know the Legion Hall
put
very,
that
very
on your
well.
resume.
Yes.
Playing across from Casey's
That's right.
Friday night, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
whatever.
like it. So it was. I live down the street from there, so it was a good
Really?
place.
No
Like
kidding.
to support the Legion Hall, and I go there on Wednesdays for chicken wings. So Jen, the manager, said,
Well,
"Hey,
and
why don't
you were a member, weren't you, of the board or something?
no, I'm on the village board at
Village
Dunlap.
board, yeah.
I am
Okay.
elected politician.
Oh,
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're from Chicago. How'd you make the decision to come to Bradley University?
that's a good question. I think back then we didn't put as much thought into it as the kids do now, right? So I think I applied to Bradley, Purdue, U of I. I was going to be an engineer for some reason.
Well, Bradley has always had a good engineering school.
And that was it, And
Did you major in engineering?
I did. Industrial engineering.
Now, what is industrial engineering?
Yeah,
What is it?
I didn't do it long.
You
so
build things in industry?
it's these days a lot of it is logistics and planning and facilities, and it used to be back then when people actually used to work on a line. It was ergonomics, functioning proper chairs for your workspace, and I actually worked for Keystone. Was my first job out of Bradley. Yeah,
Down in Martinville,
made
yeah.
steel.
Now it's Liberty Seal now,
is,
yeah, isn't it? Well, did you pursue that? What'd you wind up doing? You weren't a medalist all your, well,
No,
maybe you were.
it's like, what's the difference between a mentalist and a pizza? A pizza can serve a family of three, feed a family of three. So I didn't. This was a hobby. It evolved. Things like that. So I was an engineer for a while, and then I got into some marketing and sales. Worked for Caterpillar for a little while. Did some other things. And now at this point in my life, it's kind of like you, Roger. Do the things you enjoy
Yeah,
doing.
you're exactly right. And that makes life worthwhile. Do you ever have any hecklers when you appear, people who challenge what you do and how you do it and so forth?
Sure, that'll happen once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't believe, or they get up there and try to cause trouble, but if you're on my stage, right? So the audience is going to be with me.
With you,
you're
yeah,
just not,
yeah.
You're not going to win at
Yeah.
that point, right?
Yeah.
So,
It-
but
you-
it makes the show exciting.
Yeah. You obviously have fun. You're doing what you want to do at this point in your life. Have you been doing it for a number of years? I mean,
I started out as a kid, and I didn't do anything, Roger, for 20 years. My wife and I, we raised the kids, did that, and I was busy working and such. And then, actually, I think I met Terry Growie.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. 5-6 years ago, and he was starting his hypnosis career, and we started chatting. Hey, let's do a show together. And I think Terry really inspired me to get back on the stage.
Yeah.
So you can blame him.
yeah.
That's fun.
So we urge everybody to get out and see your
It'll
show.
be fun, family friendly. Yeah.
I like that. We need more family friendly.
Yeah, I mean, I would say,
performers.
13, 14 and up, things like, because some of the things I do is a little more,
Heady.
Heady. Heady's a great word, thank you, where you kind of need to be paying attention in that. But, yeah, it's fun. Family, kids. It's not a kids' magic show, but you could bring, folks that are interested in the arts and things. So it should be fun. Yeah.
How would you compare yourself to the lady that for many, many years was allegedly clairvoyant.
Greta?
And Greta Alexander.
Greta Alexander.
Did you know
Wow, that's
Greta?
I think that's, if you live in Peoria, there's certain people,
that are memorable.
That just are memorable,
Yeah.
right? And Greta, I would differentiate myself, and Kreskin would do the same thing to a point. There's people that, I'm not a psychic. What I do is entertainment. It's on a stage. It's for fun. Don't come to me and say I can't find my missing daughter, right, or things like that.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot going on TikTok now, and TikTok tarot card readers, and TikTok psychics, and all of that. And
That's not
people
your
have to
bag.
make a living. That's not my bag. And you may have seen Oz Perlman. He's probably the most famous mentalist right now. He was just on 60 Minutes a couple weeks ago, and he's been out promoting mentalism and mind reading things. But you're right, Kreskin. Uri Geller is a fun one too. We go back in the Carson days. He's still around, and he was on Johnny Carson as a mentalist.
He's
as
still
well.
around?
Yeah, Yuri lives in
Really?
Israel. He's got a museum
my.
down there. He's a hoot.
Was he the one that would bend the fork, or was that
He
Chris?
would bend the forks,
Yeah.
and Johnny,
Really?
yeah.
Is that right?
He would bend spoons and forks, and Johnny challenged him one time and brought a bunch of things on his table and said, tell me which one is filled with water, and Yuri did it, and then he said, I just don't feel like doing it, because he couldn't do it, really. I don't feel like it tonight, but I will tell you there's something, and there's no publicity that's bad publicity, right? And even that event brought him up, because back in the day, 20 million people were watching Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
So his-
How do you get people to come up on stage with you?
I ask them. We'll do volunteers, or we'll throw. I've got a little stuffed animal I throw around too, or a paper ball, or things, and it's fun. And I tell people at the beginning of the show, hey, we're going to use a lot of people. I can't read minds without minds to read. So come up on
that's a
stage.
great line.
You're not going to be embarrassed. We'll have fun. The only one that's going to be embarrassed might be me, but we'll have a good time. Are we ready? Yes.
Yeah. Are you retired from other?
I do a few things.
Occupations,
I'm in
you might say.
marketing. I do some home mortgages as well for a local bank, and do some other things. So yeah.
Well, you would be good for that, because when somebody applies, say, you know what, you're not a good risk. Well, I'm going to show you where I've already seen it.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I'm the mortgage magician. I know.
Yeah. You aren't going to make it, pal.
Right. Yeah.
I was telling Roger earlier about the local club.
Yeah.
Tough to get people to come, but we got, 10, 15?
There's a local magician club. I was the president a couple times over the years.
And then they said, make yourself disappear.
They did, yeah. I used to do restaurant magic at El Sombrito restaurant. This was years and years ago, and that was always, part of what I had to do there was laugh at the same joke over and over, because people would say, can you make my check disappear?
Yeah.
And I go, I've never heard that one. Can you make my wife disappear? Oh my goodness, you're a funny guy.
That's funny you should tell that, because Roy said that at intermission when he was maybe in Branson or whatever. That's when he sold his books and his CDs and so forth. And he said invariably I'd get a guy in line that said, here's one that you probably haven't heard, and he would start telling a joke, and he wanted to say, get out of here, I'm trying to sell books and CDs and so forth, and this guy wants to tell him 2 or 3 jokes.
Oh, it's like when people want to show me a card trick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really
yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
that. Yeah, we're going to do 7 piles of them. Okay. I like it.
Well, a little reminder, you will be...
This Friday, Black Friday, 7:30. You can go to phenomenalphil.com. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, all the things. Come up. It's only $10.
That's
just
cheap.
a little donation.
Yeah.
It's a super value. But I figured my kids are going to be in town. They live out of
Wonderful.
town.
How many children do you
Just
have,
2,
Phil?
like they're 29, 27. They're going to be in town. My mom, who's 88.
Oh, good
She'll
for
come
her.
to the show.
Yeah, wonderful.
So, and neighbors, and we've got some
I'm going.
people in town.
I'm going.
Good.
Terry
yeah.
might even be
Maybe
there.
the mayor. I'll talk to the mayor.
Yeah.
The mayor.
Roger Nelson.
Oh, I love Roger. Yeah, Roger. We've got a couple board members coming.
Terry knows the mayor.
Yeah, Roger
didn't know
Nelson. The
You
president.
actually-
He's actually the president. Yeah, but yeah.
You
yeah.
actually live in Dunlap?
I
did
live in
you
the
say?
village, right? Not the, yeah. There's Dunlap, and then there's Dunlap Village.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like the fancy houses you see, like that people are building so they can go to Dunlap schools. That's not
Yeah.
usually Dunlap, so it's really
Oh,
kind of
really?
weird. So we're very small. We're the village. If you can see the water tower, you probably live in the
Yeah,
village.
you live in the village.
Yeah.
Does the name Mick Sullivan ring a bell with you at all?
Does not.
Uh,
Does he?
Mick,
own-
Mick was,
remember for-
did I ask you if you knew him? He was, we went in the Army together.
He
We
was a
got drafted.
postman.
And he was a delivery man.
His
for-
wife Barbara was my
yeah.
English teacher. in
And
high
his
school.
wife, yes, was Barb. Do I remember
Barbara,
Barb?
yes.
Isn't it two wonderful, neat people.
Super people, and Roger and Mary Nelson, right? We love
Yes.
them. Yeah, and Mary's a big theater person. I've been
Oh,
in
very
Peoria
much,
theater.
yes.
My son's been in
Oh,
theater,
yeah.
so yeah.
Well, let's have a nice turnout for your show.
We hope so.
Friday night.
We hope
plan
so.
to be there.
I appreciate the time.
Thanks for
yeah.
coming in. You bet.
All
Thank
right.
you. Phenomenal Phil. Friday night, 7:30.
7:30.
And don't
Doors
miss it.
open at 6:30.
Yeah.
Buy a drink at the Dunlap Legion. Have fun.
That sounds good. You bet. Right across from
Free parking.
Casey's. Right across from Casey's. Yeah, free parking. News, weather, sports coming up next, and we're going to explore the first Thanksgiving with my son, Dr. Dan Monroe, coming up at 8:15. So stay tuned. And a pleasant good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, November 25th, and we begin with a check of the weather brought to you by certified public accountant and tax specialist Matt Wall with Gordon Stockman and Wall. Matt has been serving individuals and businesses now for over 40 years. He has the experience, and you can reach Matt today at 309-692-4030.
Call it a soupy day or something, Roger. It's going to be fog until about 10 o'clock, and then rain, and then drizzle, and it's just going to get weird. Otherwise, cloudy, high around 55 today. Look for showers tonight and winds gusting to 39 miles an hour, low 32. Tomorrow, partly sunny, gradual clearing with sunshine. Strong winds hang around with gusts up to 46 miles an hour.
Windy.
Wow. The temperature only 40 degrees. Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, sunny and colder, reaching a high of just 36. And Santa's coming to town on
Friday.
On Friday.
Morning, yeah.
It's going to be really cold. Stand on the sunny side of the street if you're going down there. Good chance for snow Saturday and Saturday night. High during the day, 36. Low Saturday night, 29. Right now, it's still about 48 at the wazoo.
Did you say a good chance for snow?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I said
Did we
good
reach a
chance.
conclusion that it would not be measurable?
Oh, no.
you
No,
don't
Cal
measure it.
said it's going to, we might have
It'd be
bring
measured
the
and
shovels
We'll
out.
accumulate.
yes.
We'll accumulate. Yeah, he was talking shovels. Now,
Yeah,
I don't
you
do
are.
that. I don't.
You know, I don't do
I got
that
a guy.
either.
I don't do that.
Yeah, good.
You got
Now your hometown community banks division, Martin Community Bank, bringing you the news throughout Central Illinois. 46 convenient locations providing a variety of financial services. Look for the clock tower, and you'll know they have time for you. Member FDIC. Now the news.
Well, actually, before you leave, do we need to get tickets in advance, or will they be available at the door?
You can get them at the door. You can get them at the door.
Okay.
Yes, yep. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Great.
How about can you get them at the window?
At Casey's.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Across the street.
Across the street, yes. Advanced identification necessary, but at any rate, let's get into the news.
Now get into the news.
Yes.
Another judicial win for Democrats as U.S. Federal Judge Cameron Curry has dismissed cases against fellow Democrats James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Appointed by former President Bill Clinton, the judge claimed the federal attorney who brought the cases had not been legally appointed. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said she would immediately appeal the Democrats' decision, saying she intends to hold Comey and James accountable for their unlawful conduct.
The judge's dismissal order was based on the argument that prosecutor Lindsay Halligan's appointment by the Justice Department was illegal. Bondi said the court's ruling had nothing to do with the merits of the indictments against Comey, former head of the FBI, and Letitia James, charged with making false statements in a loan application. Comey maintains he did nothing wrong.
Yeah, well, they always say that, don't they?
Who says I screwed up?
Yeah, he's gloating about it. He says, look for him to still come after me. Yeah, because you weren't found guilty or not guilty, pal. It was a technical change by a Democrat judge. I'm showing my bias again there.
Yep. Get ready
Sorry
for
about
another
that.
increase in your homeowner's insurance
Yeah, that's
next
all we
year.
need.
I know it. At a recent real estate insurance conference, officials predicted at least an 8% premium increase due to an uptick in natural disasters and the cost of rebuilding. Some real estate agents believe the premium increase will discourage potential home buyers.
In local news, Peoria County Coroner Jamie Harwood has identified that 17-year-old who was shot and killed at Lexington Hills apartment complex. It's Matthew Day. Harwood said the teen probably died instantly after he was shot twice last Saturday night. Investigating officers found a second shooting victim inside another nearby apartment. The 21-year-old who had been shot in the legs, he is expected to recover.
School officials in Tremont report finding an unloaded gun in a student's locker in the district's middle school. I want to stress that, the middle school.
Yeah. So what kind of an age range are we talking about in middle school?
Usually middle school's what,
11,
4th,
12?
5th, and 6th grade?
Yeah, 11 to 13, something like
So,
that.
yeah,
11 to 13. Boy, that blows my mind.
Yep. The student was taken into custody. No word on his identity or age.
The man who was shot and killed last Friday at the St. Louis Lambert Airport turned out to be 31-year-old Darius Kennedy of Peoria. St. Louis County Police say Kennedy threatened airport security officers with a knife. He refused orders to drop the knife, and he was tased. Apparently unfazed, he started moving toward officers, and then he was fatally shot.
You know, how many cases have we had, including one that recently concluded in Peoria, where if the person had just followed police orders, they would still be alive
Exactly.
today?
What part of drop it or stop
Yeah.
do they not understand?
Just like the case up in Minneapolis, and the guy is memorialized, and if he would just followed police orders, he wouldn't be memorialized, he would be alive.
That's right.
I don't understand. And the media rush immediately to defend these people who failed to. And now we have 6 people telling the military people to disobey orders.
Yeah, I don't know where this mindset comes from.
I don't know.
Well, we lost our mentalist, so we can't ask him.
Good news for Peoria's Friendship House. State Representative Johann Gordon Booth has announced the agency will receive a $300,000 grant to support its after-school activities and a Pathway to the Future program that connects high school students to workforce opportunities. The local agency, located in the 800 block of North Madison, serves up to 135 students a day with a variety of programs.
Well, during Feast Week with the national holiday this Thursday, we'll learn about the first Thanksgiving later on, actually coming up here just pretty
coming up
soon.
in a few minutes,
From
yes.
Professor Dan Monroe of Millikan University.
We'll also hear details, or we heard details
Yes, we did.
actually,
We heard all
about
about
Christmas in the Village and the lighting of that 70-foot Christmas tree at the Riverfront Museum from Allison Unkovich. The tree lighting will be December 2nd at 6:30, which you said, I believe, you start gathering at 5:30. There's going to be cookies and donuts and hot chocolate.
And it's
pretzel
free.
bites.
It's free.
40,000.
40,000 lights on the tree.
That's got to be a little bit of heat generated with all that. all
I
those
don't know,
lights.
with the new lights,
Were they
maybe not
LED?
so much. I think the LED
Oh, they're
lights,
LED.
yeah.
Okay, maybe not then.
What does LED stand for?
Liquid emitting diodes, I think.
Pretty close.
Good.
I think. Something
Close
like that.
enough to impress me.
That's it for news,
That's
Roger.
it for the news. Now more news from WCBU.
From the WCBU newsroom, I'm Ben Howell. A state appeals court has reversed the Logan County Circuit Court in a dispute whether the former Lincoln College campus should remain exempt from property taxes. Charlie Schlenker reports.
The Logan County assessor says Lincoln College shut down a couple years ago, so its not-for-profit tax exemption should expire. The college says its original 1865 charter, approved by lawmakers, says the corporate body shall be and forever remain free and exempt from taxation for any and all purposes whatever. The college also argues the Illinois Department of Revenue hadn't actually revoked the tax-exempt status. The appeals court agreed the county assessor acted prematurely and has sent the case back to the circuit court. I'm Charlie Schlenker.
A $300,000 state grant will help Peoria's Friendship House operate its after-school programs and a training initiative for high school students. The after-school programming offers activities and personalized assistance to boost learning opportunities, while the Pathway to Your Future initiative specifically helps high schoolers transition into adulthood with life skills and employment training. State Representative Jahan Gordon Booth says the grant award reflects Friendship House's commitment to prioritizing the community's youth. Peoria is establishing a permit process for film productions in public areas. The City Council last week approved amendments to City Code pertaining to parks and public grounds. Assistant City Attorney Masson Perkins says the changes make some changes for the application process and insurance requirements.
It's piggybacking on the process we currently have in place for public events, but filming is its own beast.
Perkins says the city has seen an increase in requests from producers looking to film in Peoria. And the price of gas in the Peoria area has held steady ahead of the Thanksgiving travel rush, with the per-gallon average about 4 cents higher than a year ago. The fuel cost-tracking website GasBuddy reports an average price of just less than $3.17. That's down about half a cent from a week ago, but 6.5 cents above last month's figure. The national average is unchanged from last week at $3.03, while the statewide average in Illinois ticked upward over the past week to about $3.24. I'm Ben Howell.
All right, boys and girls, let's get into the world of sports. And let's start with the Bradley Braves. Had a game last night in Kissimmee, Florida. The Braves open play against Princeton of the Ivy League as part of the Terry's Chocolate Events Invitational. And I know this wonderful group of panels of two. First thing they talked about was the chocolate and free samples. Yeah. But apparently they had free samples, but it wasn't so free. You had to join
the VIP room.
A VIP room.
You had to get, you had half in the bag.
And Dr. Sidler, being cheap, did not join.
Well, no, he doesn't. He's not
a big drinker.
Yeah. Well, he already had chocolate. He didn't need to.
No.
And he has a supply at his home.
I think it comes on a monthly basis. I think they deliver it to his house.
Okay.
I think that's,
At any rate, Bradley led at halftime 40-34, but they outscored the Tigers in the second half by 18 points. They won rather handily, 88-64. Tough game today, 4 p.m. We've been saying 2 p.m. It's 4 p.m. this afternoon against the University of California at San Diego. They easily defeated a good Temple team, 91-76. San Diego is undefeated at 5-0, and tomorrow morning at 7:15, we'll hear again from Dr. Sidler, who will be game side. Go Bradley Braves this afternoon. Another college basketball action. Big game between number 8 Alabama and the always powerhouse Gonzaga. The Zags, I think, are the nicknames. And the Zags won 95-85. That was an upset. Undefeated Tennessee beat Rutgers of the Big Ten 85-60. Southern Illinois lost to UAB 81-73. You were saying what?
What's a Zag?
I don't know what a Zag is. It's a short term for Gonzaga. Some people call it Gonzaga.
The opposite of a zig?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's when you had too much
I
to
can
drink.
think of Zagna bars, all that comes in my mind. But
Zigzag, I thought.
I really don't know the answer to that question, but thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where were Southern Illinois lost to UAB? I told you that, 81-73. Kansas thumped Notre Dame 71-61. Evansville of the Valley lost to Charleston 78-59. Another team in the Valley, Murray State, lost to McNeese 73-60. Bradley was the only Valley team, I guess,
McNeese?
victorious. Yeah.
That's the name of the.
McNeese, yes.
They ever play the McUncle?
I don't know, but
They played the McNephew.
exactly right. I usually work alone.
McNeese is the name of a school?
Yes.
Where?
Normally I work alone.
Well, where's the school?
I have no idea. What does that look like? Kreskin?
Well, you said you work alone. It's the news. It's sports.
Well, normally somebody doesn't keep interrupting me, but then again, they don't work with
inquiring minds want to know.
Edgar Allan Poe. Anyway, where am I? I lost my place. The Monday night game. Where am I?
McNephew.
The Monday night NFL football game pitted the 6-5 Carolina Panthers against the 7-4 San Francisco 49ers. Boring game all the way. The first half, the score was 10-3 in favor of the 49ers. The game marked the return of quarterback for the 49ers, Brock Purdy. He had a tough time. He had 3 interceptions. He was 14 out of 23 for 114 yards, but he did score a touchdown. Final San Francisco 20, Carolina 9, and that's sports.
Where's McNeese?
This morning.
Is it
and
spelled
McNeese is in
Louisiana?
I thought it might have been Florida.
Really? And it's the McNeese what?
I
The
think they
McNeese
call it
Cowboys.
The
McNeese
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
It's like Lake Charles, Louisiana.
But it's not McNeese State. It was just McNeese, is it?
No, it's McNeese State University.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Really?
McNeese.
Must be named after somebody who gave him a bunch of money. Huh?
You bet. All right, coming up, we're going to learn about the first Thanksgiving. Don't go away.
Our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there is nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
8:16 is our time, and Thanksgiving is coming this week. We thought we would explore a little bit historically the start of Thanksgiving, so I turned to my son, Dr. Dan Monroe of Millikan University. He's on the line this morning. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday morning. What can you tell us about the first Thanksgiving? Was there actually a time when the Indians got together with the Pilgrims and broke the bread of fellowship, or is that a myth?
No, it's true, although it's not quite as facile or simple as that, the common portrayal of it. You know, the Pilgrims had landed in the Cape Cod region in the fall of 1620, about this time of year, and it was cold, and they had a terrible winter, and about half of them died. But then during the spring and the summer, there was abundant food around there, you know, fish and game, and they planted corn, which they got from the local tribes by hook or by crook. So they had a good harvest in 1621, and so they celebrated in the fall of 1621, or about this time again, and during the course of the celebration, they fired guns as part of their kind of, woohoo, we've got a lot of food, this sure beats last winter. And so the sound of the gunfire, according to various accounts, brought some local Indians. They came to see what was up, and so they were invited to stay and share in the kind of celebration of the harvest. So they actually didn't call it Thanksgiving. That was just A lot of historians say it was not unusual in Europe to have harvest celebrations in the fall, after the crops came in and you had abundant food. So this is more akin to that, but it's morphed into Thanksgiving, with the traditional Thanksgiving that we celebrate over time. Also, the Pilgrims probably ate waterfowl. There were a lot of ducks, according to historical accounts in the region, and fish, and then, of course, the corn that they'd harvested and other, things that they'd managed to get from the ground.
Do you have any green bean casserole?
No green bean casserole. That comes later.
That came a little later.
I do like the green bean casserole, although some people turn their nose up at it. I personally like it. But
GBC.
They didn't have that.
Okay.
But the point is that they may have had a turkey or two, but there was more of a waterfowl kind of a thing, and then the Indians brought some deer that they'd harvested. So they had venison, at least some venison. So very traditional in the sense of whatever the land could give you kind of a thing at the tip of Cape Cod in 1621. So that was the first Thanksgiving. It's also notable that the Indians and the Pilgrims had essentially formed an alliance against other Indians. There were Indians in the region who, Native Americans, as they're called in the academic community, who had recognized that these Englishmen could be valuable allies against other tribes. So part of the harvest celebration was to cement this kind of alliance between Indians who were willing to, kind of form friendly relations with the Pilgrims and those who were not.
Professor, do they know for sure what the first tribe was that we hung out with? Do they know that for sure?
Well, that's a good question. Many accounts say the Wampanoags. I mean, I've seen other tribes also noted, but Wampanoag was probably a good name.
Familiar with that one. That one's a new one on me.
Yeah, I mean these are woodland Indians who live in the New England region.
Okay.
And they had already, there had already been. I don't think a lot of people know this, but there had already been sailors and ships that had landed in that region because there was an immensely good fishery off the coast of New England, with cod and all these, that were highly sought. So English ships, Dutch ships had been plying these seas for a long time, and sometimes they had landed. And so as a result, some of the native tribes had been devastated by diseases to which they had no immunity, like smallpox and things like that. So some of the tribes were already in a kind of weakened condition because of the arrival of Europeans previously, and that was one of the reasons why the Puritans survived, because the tribes were not as robust as they had been.
So now we all get together with families, and everybody it's usually a cold day, everybody gets closed in the house together, and they're all close, and then everybody gets sick after that. So I see that tradition.
Oh, there you go.
That started.
That's
yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yep.
Great tradition.
Absolutely.
Great
When George Washington was elected president, did he pick up on Thanksgiving? Was there any leaders?
No, that's right. The Congress, in fact, in 1789, passed a resolution saying, we should have a national day of Thanksgiving to celebrate God's blessings on the country, because, the Constitution had been ratified in 1788, and the first elections had been held. So you have this new government under the new Constitution going into operation in 1789, so it was thought appropriate to say, well, thank you to the good Lord for this thing getting off the ground. And so Washington, in 1789, did issue a Thanksgiving proclamation for that very reason, and it became habitual for other presidents to issue Thanksgiving proclamations. Jefferson did one, Madison did one, or I think Madison did two.
Who's the first president that pardoned the turkey? Because that's kind of a tradition now, isn't it?
That was Lincoln, wasn't
It's kind of a 20th century phenomenon, yeah. I think. But I think
Trump was going to do it, but then I think a federal judge was going to overturn that, I think, is what I heard. I don't know.
Spare the life of the turkey.
Yeah.
even though it had committed a number of crimes.
It was Lincoln in 1863 who, after the victories at Gettysburg and Vicksburg in the summer of 1863, Lincoln issued an official Thanksgiving, it was called Thanksgiving proclamation, and designated the fourth Thursday in November as the day of Thanksgiving. As a way of saying thank you for these wonderful victories, and we're winning the war against slavery. And so Lincoln gets the credit for the first kind of designating Thanksgiving as a Thursday in November. And indeed, that becomes the habit after 1860. He issued another one in 1864 to celebrate the fall of Atlanta, also in November of 1864. So Lincoln provides the template, and then it's codified in federal law by the Holidays Act of 1870 during the Grant administration that made Thanksgiving in November a federal holiday for federal workers, but that was just for federal workers. It wasn't necessarily a nationwide thing. But it becomes a national holiday under Franklin Roosevelt. Franklin Roosevelt and the Congress in 1941, in December of 1941, passed a Thanksgiving Act, basically designating the fourth Thursday in November as the official Thanksgiving, and making it a holiday. And that's signed by Franklin Roosevelt in 1941. But Lincoln provides the template. It was promoted in the antebellum period, the period before the Civil War, 1830s, 1840s, 50s. There was a ladies' magazine. It was called the Godey's Ladies' Book. And the editor promoted the idea of, well, we should have an annual day of Thanksgiving where we thank God for all of his blessings, and all the family gets together, and the idea of having a turkey as kind of the center of the meal was promoted in that. So that's also part of the history of Thanksgiving. I think leads to the proclamation in November of '63 that Lincoln issued.
Do you know if are there any other countries like Canada or Great Britain who emulate or duplicate Thanksgiving as we know it in this country?
Well, my understanding is that in some places they celebrate, or some people in foreign countries will celebrate what they call American Thanksgiving. They'll celebrate the Thanksgiving Day as we do, but not like on a national basis. We'll just see some families will say, well, we're going to have our American Thanksgiving, and then they do it, right? That's my understanding, but I don't. It's not. It hasn't been caught on elsewhere.
Yeah. Are any of the presidential proclamations more important than any other? Is the Lincoln words of Thanksgiving more preeminent or popular than maybe what FDR had to say or Richard Nixon?
Well, they all issue Thanksgiving proclamations. I think Washington's is very good, and so from 1789, it's very steeped in Christianity and the idea of giving thanks for blessings that come from God. And then I think Lincoln's is also very good. It was supposedly written by William Seward, the Secretary of State, and if that is so, it was nicely written. I mean, again, the whole idea is a kind of Christian sense of thankfulness for blessings. So it's become a lovely and valued tradition.
Professor, what's your go-to dish that you take to Thanksgiving? What do you?
Well, that's a good question. I leave that to my wife as far as the
That's a good answer.
And that's a good answer.
Good question, Charles. Good answer.
My policy is if someone puts food in front of me, I'm delighted. I've never been one to criticize or say I would rather have something else.
Yeah. In your research, when you read about the proclamation by Lincoln or FDR or whoever, do you find that they actually didn't write it, that someone else wrote particularly a proclamation?
Oh, sure. I mean, that was not unusual, and still is, is rather typical. I mean, Lincoln wrote many of his most famous speeches, but he often had assistants. He would often say, "Well, I wrote this, and take a look at it and tinker with it." Or he might ask for a draft and then tinker with his draft, and this was typical of all presidents. I mean, obviously they have a heavy workload, and they're surrounded by talented people. So it makes perfect sense to say, I've written this inaugural address. Take a look at it and see how can it be improved. So, that's very common, which isn't in any way to detract from them. And it isn't, in the case of Lincoln, I mean, his most famous speeches were largely written by him. I know his first inaugural address, he tinkered with a draft that Seward provided, but he immensely improved it. But the Gettysburg Address is all his. Nobody tweaked that. That was completely Lincoln's creation. And I think that's true of the second inaugural address. So, but yeah, they had plenty of assistants. I mean, again, using Lincoln, some of his correspondence was written by his very talented secretaries, John Hay and John Nicolay. These are very gifted writers in their own sense, and so Lincoln would turn some of his correspondence over to them. Of course, they got his approval before it went out over his signature, but they wrote the omission.
Yeah, other than Dr. Dan Monroe, if somebody said, who has written the best account of the life of Abraham Lincoln, who would you recommend?
Well, Michael Burlingame is the gold standard. He's has an endowed chair at the University of Illinois Springfield. He's a very fine Lincoln scholar. He wrote a magnificent 2-volume biography that is also available in the 1-volume abridged version if you don't want to go through 2 volumes. But that's probably the finest Lincoln biography at present. I do like David Reynolds' biography of Lincoln. Is called Abraham Lincoln in His Times, because Reynolds talks about the culture of the period and how Lincoln, was a kind of fit into the culture of the antebellum United States. That always appeals to me, and he's a fine writer and a history professor at one of the Ivies. So, and that's 1 volume. I like that very much. But Michael Burlingame is a great historian, and his 2-volume biography of Lincoln is, if you want to know something, I have it right here. If you want to know something about Lincoln, you can look at the index and dip into his treatment of the Gettysburg Address or his second inaugural or his, experience as a wartime president. It's all there. So I like that one very much.
Yeah. Have you ever had a desire to write your version of the life of Abraham Lincoln?
Oh, sure. I just have to find the time. That's when you're in a small private college. I teach 4 classes a semester, so I'm cranking.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I have to serve on various committees, so it's just a matter of finding the time to be able to do that.
Well, keep this in mind. A little fatherly advice, so that you don't have to write a lot. Have a lot of pictures.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I'd be more interested in it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have a lot of pictures anyway. Well, thank you, son, for the accounting of the first Thanksgiving and how it's evolved over the years. So we will see you on Thanksgiving Day.
That was wonderful. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right,
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Dr. Dan Monroe, who, interestingly, I think his dad and mom had something to do with his desire to get into history, because every year we went somewhere historically, almost every year as they were growing up. And I remember seeing a picture. We went to Gettysburg, took the 2 boys, Dan and Zach, to Gettysburg, as much for them as for ourselves. And I remember there's a picture somewhere, I haven't seen it lately, where he and his brother are standing next to a statue at Gettysburg.
Oh, neat.
And I look back historically, he majored in finance at Bradley, originally at ICC, and then he, after 2 years, went to Bradley, got a degree in finance, and appeared not to enjoy the financial world. He worked at the Civic Center in finance for I don't know how long, And at the urging of some people, his friends, he went to Illinois State University, got a degree in history, and then was accepted into the doctoral program at the University of Illinois, where he taught for 2 years.
Really?
And, you know, they rate your professors or your instructors at the end of the semester, and he always got a high rating, which he was very proud of.
Sure.
I said, did you ever have a bad experience? You know, I did some teaching at Bradley and Illinois Central College and another program that I won't mention. And he said, yeah, he said, I was using an overhead and somebody threw a muffin at me and because I was in front of the screen and they couldn't read the screen. I said, what'd you do? He said, well, I ate it after.
So he's a doctor of what, right?
History.
He's a doctor of
former
history.
chairman of the history department at Millikan University. And he travels all over. That would have been a great question to ask. One of the things he does is he travels all over the United States doing lectures and seminars for high school and others. He just came back from San Diego where he met with other professors at a conference. And one of the things that is, high school teachers apparently have to be recertified in U.S. history.
Okay.
And he's the one who teaches
really?
classes for high school history teachers.
I want to take this guy out to trivia. I think he'd be pretty good
when
at that.
When it comes to history, you know, the two of you and Dan
Well,
would
maybe
make
Terry.
a good,
I'm terrible with history and geography.
Well, she's great on music, movies,
Entertainment.
and entertainment for that matter. And I would do what I did in sports. I would be the water boy. You know, bring you guys want a glass of water. I'll take care of you. Well, let's do our final newscast of the morning. And we'll start with the news with Terry Chamberlain, brought to you by Spoon River Home Health. Bridging the gap in healthcare since 1993, Spoon River Home Health, caring for people of all ages in their homes, where recovery and healing faster and more comfortable. Learn more from Spoon River at 309-245-0723.
Democrat U.S. federal judge Cameron Curry has dismissed cases against fellow Democrats James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Appointed by former President Bill Clinton, the judge claimed the federal prosecutor who brought the cases had not been legally appointed. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said she would immediately appeal the Democrats' decision, saying she intends to hold Comey and James accountable for their unlawful conduct. The judge's dismissal order was based on the argument that Prosecutor Lindsay Halligan's appointment by the Justice Department was illegal. Bondi said the court's ruling had nothing to do with the merits of the indictments against Comey, former head of the FBI, and Letitia James, charged with making false statements in a loan application. Comey maintained he did nothing wrong, though he was legally indicted. Looks like another increase in your homeowner's insurance next year. At a recent real estate insurance conference, officials predicted at least an 8% premium increase due to an uptick in natural disasters and the cost of rebuilding. Some real estate agents believe the premium increase will discourage potential home buyers. In local news, Prairie County Coroner Jamie Harwood has identified the 17-year-old shot and killed at the Lexington Hills apartment complex as Matthew Day. Harwood said the teen probably died instantly after he was shot twice last Saturday night. Investigating officers found a second shooting victim inside another nearby apartment. The 21-year-old man had been shot in the legs. School officials in Tremont report finding an unloaded gun in a student's locker in the district's middle school. The student was taken into custody. No word on his identity or age. The man who was shot and killed last Friday at the St. Louis Lambert Airport turned out to be 31-year-old Darius Kennedy of Peoria. St. Louis County Police say Kennedy threatened airport security officers with a knife. He refused orders to drop the knife and was tased, said police. Apparently unfazed, and to use Terry's words, by the tase, he started moving toward officers and was fatally shot. No means no. Good news for Peoria's Friendship House. State Representative Joanne Gordon Booth has announced the agency will receive a $300,000 grant to support its after-school activities and a Pathway to the Future program that connects high school students to workforce opportunities. The local agency, located in the 800 block of North Madison, serves up to 135 students a day with a variety of programs. Well, it's Thanksgiving week with the national holiday this Thursday. We just heard about the first Thanksgiving from Professor Dan Monroe of Millikan University. Gave us some good insight into what happened that first. They call it more like a harvest celebration. We also heard details about Christmas in the Village and the lighting of that 70-foot Christmas tree at the Riverfront Museum from Allison Unkovich earlier this morning. She said the tree lighting will be Tuesday, December 2nd. I believe she said it would be at 6:30. You can start gathering down there about 5:30. And there's going to be, free hot chocolate and donuts and pretzel bites and all kinds of goodies.
Candy canes, maybe.
And the tree's going to have 40,000 lights on it. It should be
That's
very
amazing,
impressive.
You bet.
And those are the headlines, Roger.
We have a late-breaking news report that Ukraine has agreed to a peace deal that would see an end to the war with Russia.
Wow. Wow.
That is a headline out of Fox News. The big obstacle, of course, will the Russians.
I was going to say, Russia's the big obstacle here.
Exactly.
Didn't they just attack them again?
Yeah, they just did, leaving 25 dead in a massive overnight strike. This guy in Russia is a thug.
He is.
And he needs to be taken out one way or another, legal or illegal.
I'm thinking a little cyanide in his vodka.
Yeah,
But,
you're exactly right. And let's hope that...
well, that's good news.
That's at least a first step to get Zelensky approval for it. All right, let's get into the weather, and the weather brought to you by Mr. Weather, Kyle Varnold of Fortner Insurance. Kyle, eager to serve you with free reviews of your insurance plans for auto, homeowners, health, and life coverages, of course, Medicare as well, to make sure you're receiving the right insurance at the right cost. No obligation for this free service from Kyle, and you can reach the guy at 309-682-0519.
Yucky day today, Roger. Dark, cloudy, foggy, wet. High around 55, not bad temperature-wise. Showers tonight, winds gusting to 39, low tonight, freezing. Thanksgiving, sunny but cold, only 36 for a high. Friday, chance of evening snow. Saturday and Sunday, some snow. Right now, it's 48 at WAZU.
And there you have all the latest news and the weather up to the hour, and we'll keep you informed of other developments that are coming along. In the meantime, this day in history has a wonderful question. November 25th, 1952, a very popular play opened.
52.
What was the name of the play?
Holiday Inn.
Okay, that's a good beginning. Very incorrect, but a good beginning.
did it open in New York?
No, it did not.
Was it in London?
Yes, it did.
Would it be Pygmalion?
No, it was not.
London Bridges.
London Bridges is really very, very close to downtown London, but
not
beyond
the answer.
that, yeah, that's not the answer. I'd like to say it was, but
Was it a true play or was it a musical?
it was not a musical.
A musical, okay.
So it was it was
Like a drama.
a drama.
A drama.
A drama.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check out on this one. I have no clue. Give us.
Well, you need a clue.
Hint us up here.
Would it have been written by like Noel Coward?
No. And you know what? That would be a good beginning. Name some famous authors.
Arthur Miller?
Incorrect. Mickey Spillane.
Penny
no.
Lowenstein?
Yeah. No, they had a furniture store in Peoria.
Alfred.
Alfred E. Newman?
No, it wasn't Alfred Newman. Or
no,
it was a well-known female author.
Virginia Woolf?
No.
Lillian Hellman,
No. Novelist and playwright.
Dorothy Parker,
No. Boy, you're naming a lot of them.
Wow.
This was very popular, though. I'll give you the initials.
okay.
A.G.
Agnes,
You're close.
Agatha
Yes, you're close. That's Agatha. Agatha who?
G. Guthrie? G.
Think of Christmas.
Garland,
No, that was good. That was Sonny and Cher.
Agatha G?
Yes.
I have no clue.
No, C.
Oh,
Did I
C.
say G?
yeah, you said G.
Well, you don't have to get
Well, Agatha
huffy about
Christie.
it. I make errors every now and
Christie
then.
would be
Agatha
the...
Christie.
Well, yes. That
Well, you
was
said
it.
G.
Yeah, that's what we're all thinking.
Well, I was saying G whiz.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I
All right.
So what did she write?
Oh, some murder mystery thing.
Yes.
Mystery or Murder on the Orient Express.
No.
Oh, shoot.
What's the one about the Nile? Peter Houston.
It was originally titled, and they changed it. Three Blind Mice.
See how they.
I can tell that was not a helpful clue.
No.
It was not.
Okay.
No, that's not helping at all.
I have someone who's having trouble at her house, and she asked me if I had something in order to solve her problem.
Mousetrap.
Yes.
The mousetrap.
The mousetrap.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
No.
You haven't
Christie.
heard of
Agatha
her name
Christie,
is
no.
actually Agatha Christie.
No, it's not. It's Christie. No, it's not. You're just trying to backfill.
Yeah, that's right. It became the longest continuously running play in history, and you've never heard of it?
No, I haven't. Isn't that terrible? Wait,
Christie was
it's
already a
mystery
hugely
odyssey.
successful mystery novelist when she wrote the drama composed for who?
Mickey
She,
Mouse.
no,
Well, I don't know. I'm just on the
Are
mouse
you looking
thing.
at like the actor that starred in it, or
no.
like the
For
king?
the hierarchy of
Oh,
England,
well, Queen.
Great Britain.
Okay, so
Yes, Queen who?
Queen Anne.
No,
Queen Elizabeth,
no.
Queen Mary.
Yes, Queen Mary. That was the boat.
What the hell is that?
That was a foghorn. That was the boat. Wife of the late King who?
King George the Sixth. Oh, fifth.
Fifth. For her, how old was she? Did it for her birthday?
30th.
Oh no, way
65th.
way too low.
Oh, way too low?
Yes.
75th.
Getting closer.
80th?
80th is right.
Oh, wow.
Originally titled Three Blind Mice, but she renamed it the Mousetrap when she made the play longer. I don't know what this got to do with the name, but after almost 9,000 shows, the play was moved to St. Martin's Theater in 1974. It opened in, I'm sure you wouldn't get the name of the theater, would you? Ambassadors Theater in London. And to date, more than 10 million people have attended its more than 28,000 performances in London's West End, not to mention in other locations around the globe. Probably played in the United States, would you not?
I think it's been on
think so?
Broadway at one
Did they
point.
make a movie?
I think they did.
I mean, you'd almost have to if it's that popular.
What
right?
year did Agatha Christie die? And I will give you a range between the 1970s and the 1980s.
73.
Ooh, you missed it just barely by 3.
76?
Yes. And now you know the rest of the story. The Mousetrap. And speaking of mousetraps, can dogs catch mice, or is it just cats?
Well, I think dogs can too.
Some dogs can.
Yeah.
Yeah, not all. Yeah, but some dogs
But
are
it's-
bred to do that.
Yes, and
Dachshunds
but cats are. I think God, to create a balance in life and death in the animal or the insect world, had, competing
Yeah.
force. And cats, he created mice, and he said, just to control the population, I'm going to make a cat.
Yeah.
And you don't have any mice
Named
in
them
your
Tom and Jerry.
house, do you?
I did a year ago.
Even with the cats?
Yeah, I didn't know I had it, and then Pip had really been acting strange. He was going around a cabinet he never went by, and he dove into
That's because the mice was
and
inside there.
Yeah, I found that out later.
Yeah,
And he was in place in the living room.
Nobody in here.
Well, so then one evening, I hear this tussle, which is very
Yeah.
unusual.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's kind of odd. And then I was getting ready to walk down the steps to go change the laundry from the washer to the dryer, and there was this dead mouse right on the top step.
Oh,
And I was like,
you?
well, thank you,
Okay.
Pip, so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no idea how much damage it had caused in my
Yeah.
kitchen
They
cabinets.
can make damage.
Oh,
can't
I
they?
had
Yeah.
to wash all my silverware drawers.
Oh, really?
That I have an electric
Did you
stove,
wash
so
the
that
silverware
drawer.
because the mice were using it to eat?
No, they were using it for something else.
Yeah,
Crept all over it.
okay. Yeah, they do.
like your phone's on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry about that. At any rate, speaking of animals, here's our pet tip of the day.
Today's pet tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. When you come home and find evidence of something chewed or destroyed by your pet, some trainers say you can try disciplining after the fact if you have the proof. But you must not react to the proof until you get the dog to the damage. In other words, don't explode into the house and scream and whine at your dog. The dog will simply run away and you will think you have corrected the problem. You have not. Instead, say nothing, go calmly to the dog and bring him to the damage. Show the dog the proof, and in a low growling voice with few words, let him know that this is not acceptable, such as, "Bad boy, grrr." Then release him and do not pet, coo, or give attention to him for 3 minutes, but no longer. You are imitating the actions of a mother dog, and your pup should quickly and easily understand this sound and action. When you are cleaning up the mess, do not let your dog see you doing so. Your body language will look submissive to the dog as you kneel and scrape or scrub, and that won't win you any brownie points in the dog's eyes. Remember, keep your cool when disciplining. No screaming, no hysterics. This is correction time, and your growling should last no more than 3 seconds. So the next time your pup presents you with a problem, try this and see how it works for both of you. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's pet tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Well, a little holiday cheer. My goodness, we heard about Thanksgiving and we heard about Christmas in the village and the lighting of the tree. But let's backtrack a little bit. You found some additional information about the Mouse Trap. The play was only written for 30 minutes
It was
on the
originally written
radio
as
show.
a 30-minute radio
Really?
play, yes. And then she expanded it to become a play.
And that's
As a
it.
radio play titled Three Blind Mice, written at the request of the BBC for Queen Mary.
Mm-hmm.
So from a 30-minute radio play to a full-length stage play, adding some extra characters and a fuller background and plot.
Are there any plays? Well, yes, there is. What is Joseph and the
Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Yeah. Is that still showing over in East Peoria? They usually do it this time of the year.
Yeah,
Somebody
it starts about this
went
time,
to
yep.
it last weekend and said they enjoyed it. That's an annual event, is it not?
Pretty much, yes.
Pretty much. I think I saw it, but I don't. Remind me again. The play's theme and.
Well, it's the story of Joseph being sold by his brothers into Egypt. And so he starts out, of course, at the palace of Potiphar, and how Potiphar's wife goes after him, and then he's in jail.
I don't think I've seen it. Is it a musical?
Oh, it's very much a musical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, bad, indifferent?
Oh, it's very good.
Okay.
But Potiphar usually is a takeoff on Elvis, and so when he sings, he's usually like in the Elvis, one of his suits, and he sings, and then you've got the brothers singing. And
what's the big song in the musical?
And Any Dream Will Do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, is Technicolor Dreamcoat. Sings about that.
You've seen it, I take it, yeah. Yeah, you're somewhat of a theater critic, are you not?
No, not a critic, but I like to go to a theater. I like
He's
to
a
see,
theater enthusiast.
Yeah, theater enthusiast.
We used to be members of Broadway Theater League and saw some really great shows and really talented people.
Yeah.
Sometimes the people who go on the road are better than some of those people on Broadway, for that matter. And I still remember Cats, which I thought was outstanding. And I
Where'd you
remember
see that? I never
seeing.
saw Cats.
You didn't?
It was here. It was
Yeah, I didn't go.
Yeah,
I missed it.
and we saw the Phantom of the Opera in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
And we had terrible seats. We were up in the nosebleed section, I think, of the Schubert Theater, but still enjoyed it. I mean, with the good music. And did the Phantom play in Peoria too?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it had.
Yeah,
I guess we saw
it comes in for a long time because it's such an elaborate stage with the chandelier, and then they've got when they go through the catacombs underneath the opera house.
And tell me about Wicked. It's coming back again to Peoria, is it not? Or
it did.
It just came.
It did. That's when Kathy was working on tearing down the
that's
set.
Right. Yeah, she said she never had such a physical demand on her as part of the stage crew. Oh yeah, they were moving things around that weighed a ton for that matter. What's the pros and cons of Wicked? Or are there any cons?
I actually like it better than the Wizard of Oz. I don't like the Wizard of
Really?
Oz.
Is that
I
right?
know, that's sacrilegious. I know.
My goodness.
Yeah.
But I don't care for that.
So you
particular
like
movie.
Wicked?
What did
Wicked.
you like about the Wizard of Oz? I mean, the Munchkins or
The
what?
Witch?
The flying monkeys.
Yeah, they're icky,
Yeah.
and I don't care much for the Scarecrow and the Tin Man. I like the Cowardly Lion, of course, but I don't know.
Wow.
But just Wicked sets the story of how Elphaba became Elphaba.
Who is Elphaba?
Elphaba's the Wicked Witch of the West,
Okay.
played by Margaret Hamilton in The Wizard of Oz. And then they throw the water on her at the end, and she's melting in.
Oh, really?
Because
I did not know that.
yeah, she cannot have water touch her; it burns her. So that's as she's growing up, she finds that out. So she uses oil, and that, and it tells
So
the story.
you like Wicked?
I like Wicked better. Yes.
Huh.
How about the very controversial religious, in quotation
The Book of
marks?
Mormon.
Yes.
I have no desire to see it.
Yeah.
And have you seen the commercials for it? Like, oh, it's the funniest thing ever, and blah blah blah.
You know, I was thinking about going to it, and then Gene, Dr. Sidler said, he almost walked out of her, or did walk
Yeah.
out of her.
Yeah.
So
A lot
it
of
was-
people
it was
did.
Kind of
And
sacrilegious.
isn't it interesting that people who have strong religious beliefs find it offensive, and so many other people, oh, nothing wrong with that show.
Which I think speaks
The
volumes.
most recent one I saw that I avoided for a long time. It's like, no, I'm not going to like this. There's no way. It was Hamilton.
Oh.
Did you see that?
I did.
Good, bad?
I thought it was very good. I thought the
Very
lead,
good.
The lead was on stage. The gentleman who wrote it.
Miranda.
And he was on stage, and the amount of dialogue that he had to memorize, and the songs and things, and he was on stage almost the entire time, was pretty
A
impressive.
real challenge.
Very
Where did you see it? In Chicago?
No. Where the heck did I see? I think TV. Was it on TV?
Oh, I think PBS did do a.
I think it was on TV.
actually-
I don't think it was in the theater. I think I saw it.
On,
wait a
on
minute.
television? I didn't know it was on TV.
I don't remember. It was in
Yeah.
a theater. I don't remember.
Have you thought about
Maybe it's Chicago, St. Louis.
taking a memory pill? Like,
No, I don't want to
No.
remember things. It's fun to go back and
and
it's
get
all new.
and guess. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I love it. Henry. All right. Well, we have pre-Thanksgiving program tomorrow, and our guest will be, and I'll have a lot of questions for Kevin Sullivan as he joins us, particularly. Well, stay tuned. We'll put it that way.
We're
Leave
gonna
it on a
cook.
happy note.
Cooking
Yeah.
tomorrow on the show?
Not a bad idea. Thank you for those muffins you brought in from the
Eileen got
Third
those.
Order.
Eileen got
Those were
those.
absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
And the sisters made those?
Sisters made those. That's right.
I'll tell you what, there isn't a bakery in the area can match
They're pretty good.
the size and the delicious taste of the muffins from the Third Order. Is there a chance there will be some tomorrow from the Fourth Order?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't
Okay, well, we'll keep our eyes
From the
peeled.
Mother House.
Special thanks, my friend, for coming in this morning. Appreciate it. And bringing phenomenal Phil as well.
Yeah.
Remember the show, Friday night, 7:30 at Casey's Arena
Well,
in Dunlap?
Across the street. from
No, the Legion Hall in Dunlap.
Okay.
Across from Casey's.
And in the meantime, remember God loves you, and so do we. Have a great day, everybody.
Good morning, this is Kyle Varnold, affectionately known as Mr. Weather, and you're listening to Breakfast with Roger and Friends, right here on 90.7 FM WAZU in beautiful Peoria, Illinois.